and see what is happening because no one really quite knows what to expect when it comes to picks and bans. Everyone has ideas, but there's been no tournaments for since TI qualifiers, and even that was not. These top 12 teams who qualified through the DPC, they weren't playing TI qualifiers. So in theory, the top 12 teams in the world are going to be playing something very different to those
Yeah,
teams.
this well, we had a lot of discussions between the some of the players who wanted to reveal things and the talent. Alchemist, Enchantress, and Ogre. I think
Mm-hmm.
these three heroes are gonna be either banned or picked. Same goes for Chen and Mirana. You and me discussed it a little bit before it started. It could be still a core Mirana, but I heard a lot of the teams were playing position for
Okay,
Mirana.
she's back as a 4. Well, if you have got a good set for her, that arrow is one of the best stuns in the game, and
Just X mark into arrow.
yeah, I feel like Chen's one of those heroes we're going to see banned almost every game though. That's just one of those really annoying heroes that not a lot of teams have totally figured out how to play against and just changes the game completely.
Yeah, and I feel like these teams that are in TI right now, they screamed against each other a lot because I think almost every single team was in China. Some of them were in SCA
Okay.
still, but you gotta scream against someone, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, Keen go for the Ember AA. Ember here at least that can kind of get out of the Kunkka X combo, which is probably somewhat of an important trait to have when you're playing against this Kunkka. And there's a Mirana follow-up for the arrow too. Man, these teams are banning and picking quickly though. Right after that Ember ban, it was like, oh, Shadow Demon gone, Tide gone.
Well, they had the time to think about the
Yeah.
bans and picks because of the delay that we had, and the Shadow Demon banned out. No surprise there. This is one of the strongest position for fives in my opinion. Can be still played as core as well. OG ran it as core. Pasha ran it as position 3 as well. His second ability feels so good. When
Yep.
the patch came out, I expected it to maybe twist the numbers a little bit because it sounded like a bit OP. Now we just got the extra mana on the spell. That's it.
Yep. So we'll see Bat Rider ban now as well and see what TNC look to get up. So you're thinking support Mirana or just they're leaving it open when they first do pick it.
That's the beauty of those picks, where you
Yeah.
can play heroes at multiple roles. But I still feel like it could be a position 4, maybe even position 5 Mirana.
Okay.
I still remember Cuckoo playing a position 5 Mirana when he was support.
All right. Well, we'll see if that's going to be the case here. And I mean, the other reason with the Shadow Demon ban is that hero that sets up the
Yeah,
arrow because you're not just playing arrow around your Kunkka. Kunkka's going to be playing almost certainly in the mid lane. It is one of those Armel TNC classics, something they love to pick and play. Um, but at the same time, in the past, Kunkka's been played as a 4 position as well. I've even seen Kunkka in the off lane. And here comes Grimstroke. This, for a long time, was the most coveted 5 position support or just support in general. But after a few nerfs here and there, it seems to be
it's
lower priority.
I still feel like this hero is gonna be a top tier pick. I
Yeah.
saw your predictions.
Yeah,
It was the
Grimstroke.
most picked hero that you
Yeah.
chose.
Yep. I mean, I would have thought it was either going to be most picked or maybe banned too much, but then it got that small nerf, so now it's hopefully in this tier where it's not going to be banned, but it's going to get picked a lot still.
The TNC
Um,
definitely needs some kind of a solo ability that can be paired up with the Grimstroke ulti. They don't have
yes.
any right now besides an X mark, and it's not that great.
The double X mark, you don't believe. You torrent one and boat the other.
Is there enough space to actually hit the torrent?
On on two, you mean?
Yeah.
Like when they're leashed together?
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like you could maybe, if you position it perfectly and get them both right on the edge of it, but you get that torrent extra AoE talent, later on. Is that still on Kunkka?
Which one?
The extra AoE on torrent?
Oh no.
Oh, they
Wow,
got rid
that's
of it?
gone.
Oh, they got rid of that? That was such a good talent. I was a big fan. Rubik comes out for Keen Gaming, so there's their 4 position. Pretty standard pick.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
they need to pick an off lane here. Doom is still available if they want to go for that. When you pick hero like a Doom, you need to have a good catch, and with X mark, I think that's enough.
Yeah. Because, typically you're thinking offlaners. Offlaners are the ones initiating fights or having some team fight potential. Doom itself is kind of a team fight by being able to delete one of the enemy heroes, but the catch comes from your Kunkka, your mid, maybe your Mirana arrow, which they still, I mean, they have the X set up for it, but the problem's going to come like once Keen Gaming, like their carry's going to have a BKB at some point. Like X is good only through the early mid game, but once BKBs come online, it's no longer as maybe good of a tool. If you're smoke ganking, how how do you jump and kill someone? X is not the best way to do that.
Yeah, it's not the best ability to initiate with. I mean, if they have BKBs, if they have Force Staffs, it's easy to play around it.
Yep. So TNC thinking long and hard about this next pick of theirs. This is kind of where you want to chew through that reserve time as
you can go for something lower cooldown, something like a Sand King.
Yep. And that's then you have got like another source of catch. But Bristleback, this is one of the heroes I heard a lot of people talking about. They think this is going to be played and picked a lot. It's kind of one of those underrated cores. Can be played in the safe lane, can also be played in the off lane. I feel like a lot more people actually talk about it as a safe lane carry than as an off laner, but
he comes online so fast with the itemization is tanky enough, and there aren't too many counters for Bristleback. OD is already gone. They could go for anything that builds into Silver Edge. Slark is good.
Yep.
I think it's an extremely good Slark game.
But then even then you've got Slark Ember. Like you kind of normally want to have like with Ember some kind of core that takes objectives, towers, Roshan, etc. And Slark is not really it. You can still make it work and play for the late game, for sure, but it does kind of, talk about drafting. There's a lot of boxes you want to tick to make sure you have a well-rounded draft, and I don't think Slark ticks some of those boxes that Keen Gaming are missing right now. So we'll see what they have in mind. Often with the AA, you see these like stunning carries, like the Sven was very popular. I feel Sven's one of those heroes that can do okay against Bristle. Like you have enough damage with the God Strength later on that you can kind of just burst through him, but it takes a lot longer to come online, whereas Bristle, 1 or 2 items, Vanguard, Hood, and you're very scary.
Solar Crest.
That's
the item to go for on Bristle.
That's true. Cannot forget the Solar Crest. Lifestealer. How do you think Lifestealer will fare?
Looks really good. They don't threaten him. They have nothing that goes through the rage.
Yeah.
So they need to pick some single target ability for a Grimstroke. So I would assume it's gonna be like a Beastmaster, maybe, or Doom. So
yep.
I assume Keen Gaming will ban out one of those two.
Yeah, because talk about Kunkka X being good early mid game. Well, it's not really good at any stage of the game against a Lifestealer when he can just rage it off. He doesn't have to go for that BKB. So very annoying pick for TNC because of that. And yeah, they're gonna have to look at some of their other options. But yeah, having some hero to combat the Lifestealer. Alternatively, you just don't have an answer for him, and you just build this scary like lineup that can just push down towers. Maybe like Bristle gets a couple items, and you just go take control of the map.
Yeah, but right now they don't have any tower damage. Bristleback can deal some, but it's not enough to play that fast. And Axe is good against Bristle. He just turns him around.
Yep. Axe Legion's another one that does a similar thing. So instead of needing the break, you just have a wait so you can fight him from the front. Not sure they would want a Legion, though. That hero has not felt that strong.
Yeah, the Legion is really situational. I like Legion Commander when there's maybe a Phantom Lancer, when there's a hero like a Batrider, so you have strong Dispel.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be Keen Gaming picking first, and TNC had the choice of pick, and they chose second pick, so they wanted to have this final pick of the draft, so we'll see if they can make good use of it. Since right now their draft is kind of open. We don't know quite where this Miranda's going, whether it's a core or a support. I would, kind of say maybe a bit more looking like a support, but we don't exactly know what they have in mind.
One thing I'm most hype about around the TI time is because there's gonna be some stuff that we didn't see before, and we're gonna go, how did I not think of that?
Yeah, like some hero that's suddenly really good or used in some new way or something. Well, we're gonna see what the meta is, and it's funny because like every year I think people like see the groups or see a few teams think they're favorites or think one group's stronger than the other, and never quite goes according to plan. I know last year the group that everyone thought was going to be stronger, it was actually the weaker group that had like every team finishing in the top 4. So can never quite know what's coming when it's TI. A bit more pressure when you're playing for $32, $33 million. Just
a little bit of pressure added.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good answer for a Bristleback, and they don't have a counter for him.
Yeah. And that similar to like TNC, they have catch out of their mid laner. The Ember gives you at least some catch until like BKBs and stuff come online, so you didn't need to get.
Yeah, but they're really
from
limited
Timber.
with their last pick. They need to have a good hero against
Oh.
Timber, Lifestealer, and Ember. They don't have enough control for Ember Spirit. I don't think X Mark is that good because he can dodge it with Slight, and there's really no follow-up besides
Yeah.
the arrow.
At least Kunkka is one of those catches that's good versus Timbersaw. If you've got damage to follow it up, like you X him, he can't just chain himself away. You've got to be able to kill him now during that period of time.
You also need a Spirit Vessel in this game. It's great against Timbersaw,
Yeah.
so I'm wondering if Kunkka want to work towards that. If it's going to be a core Kunkka. Kunkka is the hero that you can buy pretty much any item on him in the mid lane. But if Mirana is going to be played as position 4, she can be the one buying it.
Well, as Ursa banned, that would have been such a good pick against both Lifestealer and now the Timbersaw. TNC,
TNC, they're running out
they
of time.
need a Timbersaw answer. It's going to be Arc Warden. Maybe not an answer per se, but it gives them a way to try play and win this game, which is go late game. Like, let's just, take it as late as we can with this Arc Warden. What do you make of this here? I don't feel like either of us were expecting a Gabby Arc Warden to come out.
I feel like they just wanted to have a better late game. Try to stall it, wait for... Usually you don't pick Bristleback with another hero who wants to go super late game. Bristleback is scary, especially, let's say, from 15-minute mark to 35 to 40, and then he kind of falls off.
Yep. Well, we're going to see how it works out, because, you've got the super late game of the Arc Warden, the more early mid game of Bristol. I mean, theoretically, it's like, okay, we have a hero that can do well in the early mid game and a hero in the late game, but in Dota, normally you want heroes that get strong at the same time.
Yeah, but you also have, like, 3 great heroes to come inside Arc Warden's bubble. Timbersaw does not really care about him. He wants to go in. He wants to be focused. So he's going to be the one creating the chaos. Also, Lifestealer can infest him. So it's really easy to close the gap and kill the Arc Warden.
This is not where you would normally typically expect to see an Arc Warden. You'd think, oh, you're playing against range carries like, TB in the past with Metamorph. Arc Warden was like one of the counters to Terrorblade. But against these melee heroes that 2 of which have gap closes, Ember and Timbersaw, I mean, Timber just doesn't care anyways because he's not right-clicking. It's like, why Arc Warden? And I guess it's more about the ability to delay the game and stall with like split push and stuff. Use your clone to just shove out lanes and be annoying.
Arc Warden became popular when Drow Ranger was also being picked a lot. So he was considered a counter to Drow Ranger lineups because you need to enter the bubble.
All right, well, we're going to hop ourselves in at our first game here on Stream D. TNC versus King Gaming. You've got player names on your computer. I don't know what's happening, but I have no player names. But we've got their in-game names, which will make things a little bit more confusing. But each their own.
Yeah, you can just watch my screen to know who's who. So it's gonna be So it's gonna be position 4 Mirana, Sobi Mask, 6 Tangos, and the Sentry Ward will buy a Ring of Protection. I see a lot of position 4s, even offlaners doing that kind of a build, especially on an Enchantress, which I think is going to be picked a lot. 4 branches, Sobi Mask, and set of Tangos. Well, I love that screenshot you just took.
It's like, TI side, guys, it's like the selfie, It's like, all right, that one's going straight on the social media. I was activating the little camera control stuff, but also now I've got something to put on my social media. So here we go. So early ward planted down. It was the Kunkka Armel who kind of scouted out that little smoke gank. And it does look like TNC for the most part not really looking to contest. You've got most of their heroes. Kunkka was hiding in the trees. Arc Warden's hiding. And Radiant with a super deep Observer Ward. This is kind of crazy. Well, what are they doing with a ward way up here?
The one on the top, I mean, it scouts the lanes, but I'm not sure what they're doing with that board, actually.
I guess they really maybe want a certain laning setup, like their Timbersaw. They want to make sure he gets the lane matchup they're hoping for. He is running from top down to bottom. Courier is running by mid, and it's going to be a Courier snipe. Oh, no, I think he mistimed it. Tango, can he get the second right click? Yes, he's got it.
There it is. He's going to get it.
To start TI. And the pause. TNC say, hello. What's up? Checking my settings. Yeah. Sorry, settings, guys. I bet the Grimstroke was like, don't pause yet. I've got to kill the courier first. Then we pause. not
For
to
a
be.
moment, I thought that he's not gonna make it.
He was like, it looked like he went. He did go a little late, but he managed to just barely get that second right click. So nice. And who the Grimstroke is? What? Cuckoo? Oh, you getting echo?
Yeah.
We got some audio echo here. I don't know what's going on.
Well, here we
we'll
go.
fight through that one. do we have any update? Okay, it looks like okay. There we go. The audio echo is gone. We're good. We're back in business. Mid lane. Let's see what we got. Ember versus Kunkka. I feel like I've seen this matchup quite a bit, and it's one where Kunkka used to do obviously well with the denies, but back at top, it's going to be a tri lane aggressively from King Gaming. They want to go in nice and early on this Arc Warden, who's taking a lot of damage with the Cold Feet proc, but they haven't quite got the necessary damage output to get the kill.
They wish it was an old AA with his chili fingers. Now it's only a single target ability.
Oh, for sure.
And I mean, you are playing with the Timbersaw in your team. You want to give him a solo XP on the side lane. Bristleback is tanking the bottom creeps.
And
But
doing a lot of damage.
top lane,
it forces TP out. I won't get that kill. This lane kind of gets a lot harder because they got level 1 telekinesis. Like, they kind of go for that kill to set up the Cold Feet, but not having Fade Bolt in a tri-lane versus tri-lane, like, for that damage mitigation is quite a big deal, I feel.
Once they get to level 2, it's going to be so much easier for them to play the lane.
Well, the two beefy boys, Bristle and Timber, battling it out down here. I guess this is a lane where Bristle just wants to kind of avoid the Timber. That's why he's cutting waves from behind.
Like, he can't really pressure the Timber in the laning stage, so he's just getting as much as he can, trying to drag the creep wave to the neutrals. And meanwhile, on the mid lane, Ember Spirit already forced back.
It doesn't have a courier, which is such a big deal in the mid lane. Like, I'm sure Kunkka saw that and is just like, I'm going to play even more aggressive because of it. What's this courier up to? Courier on a little mission to the secret shop. Gets a bottle. Wow. That's not your everyday courier adventure. A ground courier going to the secret shop, now down bottom. Right after going mid. It makes sense, actually. The mid lane gets his items, and then your offlaner who wants this bottle to just keep on spamming quills is happy as well. Back at top, Mirana.
There's the arrow.
Yep, leaps in, hits the arrow, and this should be a kill with the Spark Ray.
5 sticks.
They tried to leave it for the Arc Warden, I think. Oh, he's going to live. He's going to get
He's
the
going to
knife
deny
as well.
himself.
Oh, Mirana.
No, he gets him.
Hopeful. That's Tim's. Leaps in. Baits out Roshan to himself, but they kind of didn't expect those stick charges.
Well, you got to expect that. He was just stacking the Roche.
There you go. He had to use all 3 leaps, which take quite a bit of time to recharge.
Yeah, but it got buffed, so it's not 60 seconds anymore. Now it's 45.
Yep.
He also has the bottle for himself and the Ring of Bassi, so a lot of mana regen.
X initiation. It is a level 1 X. Oops, Lifesteal's going to get killed up top onto Gabby. Mid lane, X into Torrent. Can they lamp the arrow? There's a lot of creeps here, and as a result, I don't think he can actually get this kill. It's going to be King Gaming. That's Dash leaping on in. Hits the melee range arrow. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage with the Flame Guard up. One more right click with the tower shots, and Tim's gets another kill. Nicely done with the Mirana. 2 kills already. 4 position Mirana's back.
Oh, he gave bottle to Kunkka. Now he's going to X mark himself, use the bottle, refill it.
Is this just Kunkka's bottle now, or does Mirana ever get it back?
Well, she should get it back now. Mirana is stacking some creeps. Give me back my bottle, please.
I mean, maybe Kunkka's just like, well, look, you want me to win my lane, just give me a bottle. That's how you win mid lane. Free bottle.
Have you ever done that?
I
Buy
have
a bottle
done that.
for someone?
Oh, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I love playing like the super
I feel
hard
like you're
support.
lying right now,
No,
Gods.
I'm not. I'm a 6th position player at heart, you know. If I can, I used to be like, you get random gold, and I would random a support. I would buy my mid a bottle at level 1 in the past. And they're just like, wow, I just won my mid lane. I'm not a greedy player, Lacoste. Come on, man.
I am. If you drop your bottle, I'm gonna steal it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, now I know if I ever lend you my bottle to refill, it's not coming back. Well, pretty good start for TNC. 5-minute bounty runes coming up, so we'll see if either team can set for those. Bristle down bottom definitely wants to refill his bottle with those. But back at top, it's going to be the Grimstroke getting initiated on the lift into Cold Feet. This is why they got that early point in lift, although now Rubik level 3, of course. They'll get the kill. And Ember, was that a solo kill?
That was just a solo kill from Kanka, and he was not even level 6.
Yeah. Okay.
He's being harassed a lot. Level 3 Tidebringer. Ember needs to go to jungle.
Looks like it was 3 bounty runes for TNC of the 4. As Dire will scan, see what's going on here. It's a rotation top from Grimstroke. Looking to come in from behind. They want to get some kills here. Looking probably just for this AA, perhaps? No, he's just trying to get a ward down. And Mirana's going to arrow the Siege Creep. So he gets down the high ground ward, which is why he scanned, just to get this ward. With the Trailing versus Trailing, this is such a nice ward to have. They are going to go in on Gabby on the Arc Warden here, trying to bring him down. He just wants to take the Mirana with him. It's going to be Tim's chasing on after. Has he got the leap charges? He leaps forward again. He's looking for one last right click. He's not going to get the kill. Instead, it's going to be Arc Warden going down. And he used up 2 of his 3 leap charges and did not kill off the Ancient Apparition there.
One thing I'm worried about is they don't have any kind of save on side of TNC. So once either Lifestealer goes in, a Timber Saw, we didn't talk about the Timber at all. Like, he's just sitting on the bottom lane, 20 magic wand charges, 3 points in reactive armor. He feels like he's unkillable at the moment, unless Kanka decides to rotate. He is still vulnerable to magical damage at this point.
Oh. Speaking of magical damage, they've got a decent amount here for the Kunkka, but Kunkka just drops the Ghost Ship. He's going to be A-okay. Mirana rotates in as well, and if anything, that looked like Kunkka was maybe going to turn around and get some kills there. Ember just hitting level 6 now.
Yeah. And during the draft, I talked about Spirit Vessel Carrier. I'm glad that Kunkka is buying one. At least he has one queued up. So Double Bracer, he's going to become so tanky with this kind of a build.
He's just farming some jungle now that he's been kind of scared out of the lane, at least. Some good efficient play there, using the Tidebringer to hit multiple camps. And we're looking at some of the other lanes. Lifestealer, only level 4. This is the problem with these aggressive trial-lanes. He's 3-0. He's farming okay. He hasn't got amazing CS, just the 32, but with 13 denies. But, man, those levels are really hurting.
If he's under-leveled, I would not be surprised if he is the one that buys Dome for himself.
Yeah. No, he buys it for himself.
No, someone else buys it Dome
he's a
for
carry
him. Sorry.
Come on, Lacoste. Generally, you're interagreed. He's looking to keep getting some kills up here. But with the Bristleback TP rotation, Lifestealer, yeah, he's going to have to rage TP, which is actually okay.
It's that easy. Yeah. Just TP out.
I mean, that's Bristle rotating in, so.
What do you feel about the raid bans against the Null Talismans against a Bracer? Like, which one is the best?
I mean, I'm a big Bracer fan. Magic resistance, health and magic resistance, it's like the dream. Dual Bracer every hero. But this top lane looking a bit dicey as Bristleback going diving on in. He's going to play around this Timbersaw though, and he has not got a TP, so we'll see what Cuckoo can do here, as it does look like he is going to be punished deep behind the enemy tower. Timbersaw brings him down. That's all.
Yeah, that was extremely greedy. Dying, even if he got the kill on AA, it's still not worth it for them.
Yep. So, not quite paying off as he'd hoped for. Back in the mid lane. It's going to be Grimstroke, the support, taking over. Looks like Kunkka's just going to spend some time in the jungle, as is Arc Warden. Arc Warden doesn't really have a good place to go right now. And Rubik will get picked off and found at the bottom lane. That was the Kunkka rotation.
Kunkka realizes his role. He needs to create space for Arc Warden at this moment. He needs to be active. He is on top of a CS chart, 71 and 13. Has that urn flying to him. Every single time the boat is up, I would not be surprised for him to be active, because Arc Warden is really not having a good time. Only 18 CS on him.
Whew. And boat is one of those low cooldowns, so we could see a very active Kunkka here. But for now, it's going to be Kunkka just playing around this bottom lane, but it's a Lifestealer. Not really the ideal hero to make plays on. They look for an arrow, but ultimately couldn't really expect to have that initiation work too well for them. Kunkka's just going to come on in and start harassing with that Tidebringer. Kind of probably knows he can't initiate here. Doing some good damage with this Tidebringer, though, as they really want to pressure this tower. But Lifestealer, I think he knows he's got TP support if they overcommit on him.
He also has Infest, and even if they land an arrow from this short distance, he can't die. 1 point in Rage is more than enough. Infest 4 magic wand charges. They should try to play maybe on mid or top. Lifestealer is tough kill to get.
Yeah. think he kind of came down here because, you know, Lifesteal was playing top lane, but now Lifesteal's kind of just gone to wherever the Kunkka is.
And this is the build I love to see on Timber. So double Bracer, Soul Ring, Magic Wand. Look at his HP, 1600 HP.
And magic resistance, 37%. That's some good stuff. And this Yule Scepter is going to kind of take away one of the key ways they kill him, which is that X initiation, since you can kind of defensively Yules to typically dodge some of those spells. It kind of turns into this big mind game. Bottom lane
First Moonlight Shadow used.
looks like they were using it. They dove in looking for a bit of a kill there. Life still got low, but they used the Moonlight Shadow just to get out. Back at mid. They've gone in looking for the Arc 1 kill. They're going to get it. It's going to be the Keen Gaming mid player getting X and pulled back. He did have the Remnant. He didn't get to the high ground, though. He's still in the low ground here. They're slowing down the Bristle. He's trying to chase with the Tidebringer damage. Joe's getting pretty low there. Instead, they're going to go for the AA, the DD on the Bristleback.
300 damage on Bristle. That should be a tier 1 tower for sure.
Oh, Lifesteal? No, they're not going to waste their time. But yeah, I would expect so with the, well, double damage wearing off, but they've still got a siege creep. So nice timing around this rotation, such that they can get a tier 1 tower and a tier 1 mid, one of the more important tier 1s. It will go the way of Cuckoo on the Bristleback.
And Timbersaw already saw what Kunkka is going for, so he's building that Yule Scepter, which you mentioned. It's a Dispel, and also they kind of lack abilities to stop the TPs.
Yep. I mean, right now, what's the game plan for TNC? Is this just delay for late game with Arc Warden? Or are they actually trying to fight with their other 4 heroes?
They can fight with the other 4 people. Every single time the boat is up, Bristleback doesn't have a big item yet, has Vanguard queued up.
Yep.
Just farming the jungle at the moment.
Dude, this Mirana's level 9. It's the same level as Ember. That's pretty crazy, actually. Tim's is having a good time. He's basically a core hero at this point.
If he wants to transition into core, he can still buy a Maelstrom, even though from position 4 you expect him to go something like an Urn. A mech is good. You can also buy a Force Staff, which would be of great value here.
Oh. In top, they're looking for Mirana. Ice Blast coming in as well. They get the vision, another leap out. And he'll just go for a TP. Telekinesis, not there. A little bit too far. And it's an Arc Warden clone. That's gold, though. Can they kill it before it expires? Yeah. Easy gold. Back at mid. Looks like Kunkka found the AA. One of the easier kills for him to get. And he's completed his Spirit Vessel. Another reason why Timbersaw is rushing that Yule Scepter. And already has it, in fact, so a way to dispel off the Spirit Vessel charges.
He might even need a second Dispel.
Yeah, I mean, often you see Timbers get 2 or 3.
Yeah, either Lotus Orb, or he can go for Guardian Greaves.
Yep. X. Nice Yule Scepter. Dodges it so he doesn't get hit by that long arrow, and it's going to be Mirana instead. Forced to leap away. Ice Blast coming flying on in. It's going to hit a couple. Not getting him all too low here as Ember gets X'd up again, but I don't think there's too much follow-up from TNC, who will leave Mr. Dash alone.
They just pop the smoke. If they can get Arc Warden once again before he gets his Midas, they're pinging it out. Yeah. He has no boots. Is he gonna stay? Oh, Sentry Ward is ready on Kaka if he wants to place it. He's dropping it.
Yep, they're gonna go for this kill. They really want it, and they should have it. Yeah, he's just gonna turn and fight. He wants to bring down the Rubik. He's gonna get the kill. Can he buy the Midas?
Oh.
He did. Whoo! What
he
a player.
Actually got the kill before and bought the Midas.
Yes, that's huge for him. That kind of salvages that situation for him, and they're going to go back with the X into the arrow, hits the Timbersaw, didn't use this one off, and now the Starstorm follow-up. It should be enough damage, and yeah, they've got the kill with the Mirana. Really nicely done by TNC, punishing that dive up top.
If someone TP's bottom, they might actually get a kill on Ember Spirit here.
Here it comes. Yep, gets the silence to lead things off. He's got a stun to follow it up. Can the Ember get out of this one? He's been stunned before he can get rid of the silence. And it looks like Tim's with the follow-up. Is it going to be enough? He didn't have quite the necessary damage. He's not going to go leaping on afterwards as Ember double remnants away. Very close. And they're still hunting. Hits him with the Stroke of Fate. Remnant away.
He's out of remnants.
Got no TP. It's on cooldown for 15 seconds. He's going to look for another Stroke of Fate soon.
Arrow. One more leap.
Are they going for this? A leap into a Starstorm? No. They decide to let Ember go. I think a little bit afraid because of the Shrine. You could TP on in as well as, of course, heal yourself back up.
I think it was a risky play to go with another leap, but it would still be worth it.
Mirana, Tim's in a lot of trouble here. No more leaps left, and we'll get punished for this one. Yule Scepter making sure they got the bounty rune as well. Timber's going to get both those bounty runes bottom, while his team will get one of the ones up top. So 3 out of 4 bounty runes going the way of Keen Gaming. Very even game here at 15 minutes. Back at mid. X-Boat. This boat stolen by the Rubik. He's going to turn that around. That's going to mitigate some of this damage coming on in. Bristle, though, okay, with that Tiebringer, is going to get the kill. And now Bristle's found a new target. It's the AA. The right-click damage. One more right-click. It's there. It's just enough. As Bristle now in all sorts of trouble. He's overcommitted. He's dying to the Timbersaw. That pure damage coming on in from the Chakram. And Bristle will pay the price.
Arrow.
Yeah, have they got the damage with the silence? Yeah, they should be able to do this one. Yule Scepter is there. There should be another vessel. No, he's out of charges. Can they even kill him here? It's going to be Armel and someone in all sorts of trouble. He X'd him back in. Is there going to be another Starstorm? Couple of seconds. He gets the kill on the Timbersaw. Wants the Ember as well. And they'll get both. Really nicely done. The Arc Warden rotating in as well to get a kill. Armel has his Midas up and is a very happy camper.
There was no AA ulti. There was no Rubik because he died before that fight. TNC playing extremely well at this point, giving Arc Warden chance to come back into the game. He got his Hand of Might. This is the most important item on the hero, even though he didn't get it at the good timing. It was, what, 14, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
But still, they're playing so well with the other 4 heroes.
It's going to be an Axe build on the Mirana, it looks like now. Not the right-click transition, but is transitioning into a different kind of core. More one that maybe like pushes out lanes a bit. This is a lot of farm to have on your 4 position. And I don't say that in a bad way.
Yeah, Mirana with Ags, it was kind of a memey build. At one point it was a bit OP, and then we twisted the numbers. It was way too long of a cooldown. Now it went down from 9 to 8 seconds, so it's pretty viable.
Yep. A lot of heroes rotating down bottom. It's going to be a TNC scan right on top of this smoke rotation. As Bristle still may get caught here with the Ice Blast damage and the Timbersaw. They are going to lose Cuckoo. Boat comes flying in, but damage has been done. Timbersaw, no Yule Scepter, is kind of chasing for more. The Yules comes back up now. Can they find anything else? Doesn't look like it. Just the one kill for that smoke rotation. I don't think TNC will be too annoyed by that, but that's still a 3rd death on Cuckoo's Bristle. Not easy playing into the Timbersaw.
I feel like both of these teams have good counters to what the enemy team have. Like you're playing Timbersaw into Spirit Vessel, then you have AA against Bristle, a lot of gap closers against Arc Warden.
Yep. TP coming in, Kunkka has the X to start things off. The Torrent doesn't time it, and he gets the Remnant away.
Once Kunkka gets a BKB, he's not dying. They have no damage whatsoever. They also can't lock him down, not enough stuns. The timing that Keen Gaming is looking for is the Radiance.
Yeah, and not too far away from that.
Oh, nice arrow.
Oh my gosh, they've got the combo with the Grimstroke, banging them two together. The Lifesteal are going to get thrown up in the air as well. He couldn't get the Rage off, and now the Stolen Boat coming on in, but it's too little, too late. The X-Back is going to pull the Rubik back in for a 3rd and a 4th easy kill.
That's a big Seb, and that's a big turnaround from TNC. Another great arrow from Tims to set things up. Also, they need this Timbersaw to take a fight. I was surprised that they decided to go for Tier 1 tower or try to take a fight because Lifestealer did not have a Radiance there. He didn't even have Relic.
Oh my. Timbersaw was still down bottom and is going to find a free solo kill here potentially. Doesn't quite get the damage up what he was hoping for, and he's going to get stunned and silenced up. Still chasing, wants his Arc Warden, and will get the kill there. Old 11. Just playing in the enemy base here, and will TP out under the Tier 3 tower.
That was a huge gold swing for TNC. And the BKB is finished on Kunkka. Just needs to use the courier. There's no way he's dying. Also Bristleback tanking up. Vanguard finish Hood. Another arrow.
This combo, this Kunkka Mirana, you can see why they first two pick it. TNC showing they've got plenty of practice and experience using these two heroes. Charging on forward. Timbersaw wants to run in and set something up. They've lost Ember though, so this is a bit of a bold play. Even though Arc Warden's dead, one, Gabby's respawning too soon, and two, it's Narc Warden. It's not a hero that's looking to fight.
They desperately need this Radiance on a Lifestealer, even though it's not the greatest timing.
No.
He still needs to buy a full recipe, 1300 gold.
How much is it really going to do? Like, it doesn't feel like it's the item that necessarily changes the game, even though it is their timing.
Yeah, 2 cores on side of TNC are not going to care about that Radiance.
Yep.
That's a Bristle with almost full pipe and Kanka with the BKB. Radiance is not going to do that much. I feel like they missed their timings.
Oh. Oh. Do you think he should have maybe gone for that right-click build instead, with how this game's been going on the Lifestealer?
It could have been an option. Like if you go for Armlet Deso build, it's great against Kanka, it's great against Bristle.
Yep. Mirana up top, going to be forced to leap out. Has the Ag Scepter, so can just instantly clear and push out waves now. Blink Dagger queued up. This is like the old school kind of mid Mirana build, even the 4 position. Go this Ag's Blink build and just double Starstorm out a wave, blink away if you get ganked. It's very, very annoying build to play against.
Especially for the supports who don't have any escape mechanism, AA and Rubik. He can pretty much solo kill them.
There is now a Lotus Orb on Timbersaw, so he gets that second means of Dispel with all the important things that he needs to get rid of this game. Things are not looking all too good for Keen Gaming. We talked about TNC. They kind of just want to go late game anyways with Arc Warden, and they're ahead and they're going into the late game right now. I mean, we're only 22 minutes in, but by the time this Radiance comes up, it feels like Keen Gaming will be a little bit behind where they want to be.
Arc Warden doesn't even have boots at this point.
Who needs boots? Overrated. Definitely not your everyday build you'd expect to see. Going for the Mjolnir first, you know?
If TNC gets another pick-off or 2 hero pick-off, they can easily turn that into Roche. We have Bristleback with 3 points in Goo. More than enough. Double scan.
Yeah.
One is going to connect, the dire one.
Yeah, they know where they are. They may use this to go and consider trying to gank this top lane. Crystal shows up, but he's not the one with any catch, and I imagine Rubik will not be sticking around too long yet. He TP's out, and they're back in the enemy jungle. They've Moonlight Shadowed in. They're going to catch the Rubik here. Oh, he didn't actually get the X arrow because Kunkka was lifted up in the air, and they should still be able to kill the Rubik. Maybe not. The damage not quite there initially. Kunkka's still diving for it, but he's being punished. Has the BKB. Will he need to pop this one defensively? They're going to Soulbind 2 together here with the double silence.
Just run.
Yeah, I think TNC realized this is not a fight they want to take, and ooh, couldn't get the Yule Scepter off in time. The TP out will save Grimstroke, so. Nice lift from Rubik, because the arrow, he couldn't pull the X back when he's lifted up in the air there, so Rubik kind of saves his life with that little play.
And Keen Gaming wanted to take that fight because Radiance was just delivered to Lifestealer. But I have a feeling that TNC wants to fight right now. Arc Warden has level 15. Mjolnir is ready. Also, we didn't talk about Mirana's talents. She went for HP on level 10 and arrow cooldown, so it's a 10-second cooldown. If somehow this game drags, you're gonna pick up
Yes.
Spell M talent on 20 and multi-shot arrows.
Oh,
that
so
talent
good.
is so good.
That 10-second arrow cooldown is so nice when you're playing this aggressive. And speaking of which, it's going to be a long 5-second arrow mid followed up by a boat. They haven't quite got the damage to kill him off, though. Mirana in all sorts of trouble. The lift to follow the cold feet. They lose Mirana. The X back is going to pull in the Timbersaw. They bring him down. With Rage wearing off, can they catch up to this lifesteal? Looks like they're going to change direction, instead go for the supporting cast. The Rubik going to be X as well. The stolen arrow coming into play, but doesn't matter too much as they will bring down Rubik as well.
The question is, do they want to go for Roche right now? They don't have Mirana. She has a buyback though. Maybe if Kanka had a BKB, they would have gone for Roche. There's still tier 1 tower on the top, so they're just going to go and play it safe.
Yeah. And this was being one of the big changes for TNC, is that as a team, they're so much more disciplined than they used to be. I think people talk about how playing this aggressive, and speaking of which, it's going to be a long 5-second arrow mid followed by a boat. They haven't quite got the damage to kill him off, though. Mirana in all sorts of trouble. The lift to follow the cold feet.
replay this fight.
They lose Mirana. The
It started
X-back
off
is going
okay
to
for
pull in
King
the
Gaming as
Timbersaw.
the Mirana
They
got
bring
caught,
him down. The Rage
It's
wearing
a
off,
support
can they
kill,
catch up
whereas
to
they
this
lose
life
that
steal?
Timber
Looks like they're
Saw.
going
The
to
fact
change
is,
direction.
you kind of have to go
treat
for
this
the
Mirana like a
supporting
core,
cast. The
but
Rubik going to be X as
uh,
well. The
you know,
stolen
there's
arrow
too
coming
many
into
cores on
play, but
TNC side to deal with.
doesn't
matter too much as they will.
this Timber Saw, even with the Lotus Orb and the Mule Scepter, it's not enough for him to survive. He doesn't have any magic resist items. No Holy Locket, no Hood, so Kanka still shreds through him.
Yep.
Also against Mjolnir, maybe that could have been a pickup.
Well, we'll see what Keen Gaming's next moves are going to be. Have they really got much going for them if they just keep farming more for the late game? Are they going to hit any big scary items, do you think?
On side of Keen?
Yeah.
Well, Lifestealer still has like 4 slots left. Ember Spirit is also struggling with his farm.
Is it items that'll change this game though, do you feel? Like, or is TNC's draft just the scarier late game?
When you're playing against the Arc Warden, it always feels like the enemy. When you have Arc Warden on your team, it always feels like you have the better late game.
We'll see if they've got the answers. It would definitely put their abilities to test here. Playing down 10k gold into an Arc Warden late game. Not impossible, but definitely difficult. We did talk about though, you know, they've got 3 heroes. They don't really care about the Arc Warden bubble. So they've got ways to actually get on top of Arc Warden and kill him, which is perhaps what they've got going for them. Normally you see Arc Warden picked in these games where if you get late game, you just instantly win. This feels like one of those games where, you know, they can actually still deal with it. Bristle back, caught by the Ice Blast, but with the Hood damage, he's blocking a lot of this damage. All the mitigation is there. The X back on the Timber Saw, he's trying to chain himself away. The Yule Scepter will dodge the X pullback. And it looks like TNC will not commit too hard for any kind of a kill there, as they do have some split push going on down bottom. See Arc Warden. Lifesteal's going to go charging in. Can he get some extra gold out of this one? It's going to be close. And he's got it. Plus 300 gold.
Easy 300.
That's
Look at HP on
gold.
Kanka. He's level 20, the extra 25 strength, sitting on 3.5k HP.
And
We're gonna round it up, almost 4,000.
And with all this armor now as well. He's got an AC completed. He's sitting on 33 armor. He is incredibly tanky. I mean, you mentioned you like the double braces on Timber. It's Kanka going for the same build as well.
It's kind of a standard build on Kanka these days.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of these, I'll shut up, go gods. Never mind, that's only a replicate.
That's still gold. It's 300 gold. That's basically a hero kill. That adds up, and they're looking to fight this mid lane. The arrow is going to be dodged by the Rage. Tier 1 tower being focused here by the Lifestealer. They're going to leash 2 together. The Ember there, who's going to get infested with a Lifestealer inside. Can he remnant his way out of this one? No, he's been pulled up in the air, and Lifestealer does not have Rage. This is a disaster for Keen Gaming. Oh, they've lost Ember, who's going to instantly buy back, but this fight's already over and lost. The Ember needs to be careful not to die again. He remnants away. Mirana's going leaping on forward. Another leap is there.
Arrow,
The
it's going to
arrow-
hit.
Ooh,
There's no
Mirana-
follow-up, though.
I think Mirana was like, where are we, guys? Are we getting this one? Arrow stolen now. As we'll see both teams reposition a bit. That's a dead Lifestealer, and Ember bought back, so TNC in a very strong commanding position now.
They killed 2 cores, didn't lose anything. TNC is just building the advantage
Yep.
at the moment.
They are continuing to kill these Arc Warden Tempest doubles, but it's gold, but it's not really, you know.
It's not real gold.
Yeah. Well, it's real gold, but it's not really like any kind of
It's
an
not
advantage.
24 karat.
Yeah. Look, some people are okay and happy with their knockoff stuff, you know? I'll take some discount brands. But, yeah, I mean, for Arc Warden, it's like you feed away that 300 gold, but it's getting you 300 gold every time you send it to another lane, and it's pressuring lane. So strategically, yeah, you're giving up gold, but you're keeping every lane shoved out, and that's helping your team find good fights.
And I love the pickup on him. He decided to go for Shadow Blade. Like, you have Invis, you have Mirana's ulti, so they need to invest a lot of gold into sentries, and sentries are limited. You only have 10 of those.
It also means this Tempest double, maybe he's going to be feeding a little bit less when he's got a Shadow
Yeah,
Blade.
so both of the supports will need to invest a lot of resources into buying sentries and dusts.
Well, I haven't quite done that yet. Maybe some coming on the courier. Yeah, there's 3 sentries immediately picked up. Radiant Scan, this feels like it's go time. They haven't quite got the AC on Lifesteal. He is close to it, though. Couple hundred gold. They want to fight over these bounty runes up top. Timbersaw Looks like he's king of the bounty rune. The Bristleback running on in as well. And it's going to be a bit of a brawl coming out here. The Bristleback needs to be careful. Hit by the Ice Blast. He's getting low bets. Also, Timbersaw defensively uses himself. Can he chain himself out of this one? But the torrent timing, that Yules just sets up an easy torrent. They'll trade Bristleback for the Kunkka, so a bit of an even trade so far. And with the Infest blink out, nicely played by the Lifestealer. Instead, it looks like Kunkka is going to find the AA instead. Easy Starstorm follow-up, and Kunkka gets another kill. Armel is just beasting it here.
Another X arrow.
Yeah. Didn't hit the torrent or the arrow. Not sure where that arrow went. His Lifestealer's going to go charging forward. He's got a rage. And he's going to use TP out, as you do. Didn't have any detection or a way of going on the Grimstroke Glimmer Cape.
And on the bottom lane, you have this Arc Warden, Tempest Double, dealing some damage to Tier 3 tower. They need to address that problem. Also, I don't feel like there's real item progression on Timbersaw. Like, this Lotus Orb is not doing much. If you wanted to get a second Dispel, I think Guardian Greaves would have been better. Just to tank up your team. And there's not good spells to echo back, right?
Sure. Is there any benefit to being able to use on your teammates? I guess like Lifestealer has Rage and Ember has Remnant, so maybe not so much. Well, things continue to go well. Armel's Kunkka, 10-0-9. People who put him on their fantasy team right now are rejoicing. Did you do some fantasy Dota, Lacoste?
No, I'm not into that stuff. I'm into real Dota.
Real Dota.
Like this is me.
Yep. See what you mean. Another X Torrent attempted. This one will latch on, and then he's going to Remnant away afterwards. It's kind of this mind game, you know. Do you try and Remnant away too soon, too late? Do you go for that Torrent as a Kunkka, or is he going to dodge it? Here we go. AC completed on Lifestealer. He's got the Basher queued up, and he is going to be hitting that level 20 talent. You got to imagine the evasion kicking in.
Oh, evasion is going to be really nice against Kunkka, Mirana, even Bristol, Arc Warden as well, and Arc Warden going for solo pickup.
Do you like this? Oh, it's the Orchid into Nullifier. It's the Doom build. You Orchid someone, you Nullify them. They can't use their items. They can't use their spells. What do you do?
Was that a question? Like you just die?
What do you do? There's one solution.
There is one solution. That's Lotus Orb.
Oh. Well, you can't use it if you Nullify. I guess your teammate could use it. They're gonna.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh yeah. The other solution you can buy, the one if you worry about getting solo kill, is the Aeon Disc. It's like you can actually get out of the Nullifier maybe.
But you can also nullify the Aeon Disc.
Correct.
Like if you proc it with the, let's say from Shadowblade hit,
and
Aeon Disc procs, and then you just remove it.
And then
with
you
the nullifier
afterwards. Yeah. That's true. I don't think we'll be seeing any Aeon Disc. Well, Kunkka goes charging on in. He's going to be instantly forced to BKB. There was a Lifestealer infested who's going to cause some problems here. And Bristleback trying to commit for this tower here. I think TNC just have to get out. Nice arrow from afar. We'll catch the Timbersaw. Ember's going to go charging. I think TNC need to get the hell out of this one. They don't have the Arc Warden with them. The Ice Blast going to go flying on in as well. Doesn't catch the Bristle. Mirana has Leap Charges still. Needs to maybe get to the high ground here. There's another Starstorm. Leaps away. There's just so much kiting going on here. Bristleback's going to go charging on in with a BKB. He wants this AA who's going to be forced to just TP on out. Cuckoo, his BKB wearing off. He's in trouble once this expires. Another arrow goes flying. It's going to catch the Timbersaw, but I don't think they've got the damage for this one. It's got a Heart of Tarask here. They're getting him low, and it's going to be Tim's instead on the Mirana going down. Too aggressive coming in from him. The stolen arrows flying back at TNC.
But the bottom lane, Parker.
Yeah, I was wondering what was happening. Where this Arc Warden is, there's your answer. Rain tracks down.
And now they're saying go. They want to take a fight because they have vision of a Lifestealer who just TP'd back to the bottom lane to defend. But these teams are extremely tanky. Timbersaw has a heart right now, 4,000 HP. Kunkka, pretty much the same. So, and you have a Bristle on your team as well. So we're not going to see any straight up kills. No one's going to die straight away.
Yep. I mean, we see that fight lasted for so long with basically nobody dying. It wasn't until the Mirana overcommitted that she pays the price because she thought she could kill this Timber. And I don't blame her, but that's a 4k HP Timber with a lot of magic resistance. bounty runes. Looked like Cuckoo was going for some up top. Doesn't quite get him, and there is going to be an arrow follow-up. The stolen arrow. The boat's going to help with some damage mitigation. As it said, they're going to change target. They're going to go find the Grimstroke instead. They get out the Soulbind, and can they get Roshan here?
Keen Gaming, 15,000 net worth lead deficit for them, but they are in the driver's seat at the moment, it feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, but they're still not a real... We didn't see a real team fight with Arc Warden.
It's kind of like a 5v4. It's ever so slightly. I think Arc Warden might be coming in for this fight here, but they've caught Tim's here. Can he get himself out of this one? He doesn't manage to do so. Has buyback if he wants to use them. We're going to see double buybacks coming into play. Bristleback turns, pops the BKB with the help of the Force-Staff away. And now maybe it's time for Keen Gaming to get the hell out of this one. The Timbersaw has a package inside. It's the Lifesteal. I think he's just trying to get him the hell out of this one. The boat follow-up is there, and they're getting him very, very low. Can they kill him? Lifesteal's going to pop out, turn and fight. Hasn't got rage for a couple of seconds. Doesn't have mana as well. With the one charges, should be able to turn and fight this one as Kunkka gets bashed, and Kunkka's in all sorts of trouble. Pops the BKB, goes for the TP. Where's the bash? Where's the bash?
There
He gets
it is.
it at
Keen
the end.
Gaming.
Keen Gaming get a second kill, down 15k gold. It's now just 10k gold with those buybacks, and they're charging forward.
That AC is doing God's work. The minus armor for the enemy team and extra armor for them. Also Timbersaw with this heart. Man, he's so tanky. They're trying to focus him as the first target. I don't think that's the go-to plan.
He got 925 gold from killing Kunkka, who was on a beyond godlike streak. And now onto the high ground we go. There is buybacks, but do you really want to use a couple more? They may have to here. Gabby doing what he can with his double, and Lifesteal just gets deleted. Okay. Down he goes, and Bristle's chasing for more. Once this Rubik should be able to get him one more right click. Okay, arrow not going to be needed. Bristleback gets it, and
they need to run straight into Roche Pit. Oh, they couldn't get this one. Get the Aegis. I mean, Bristleback just bought back. Arc Warden does not have... Okay, he does not have enough money for a buyback, and Keen Gaming, they realize they need to contest the Roche, so buybacks are coming.
They are holding on to Lifestealers, which is definitely not a buyback you want to use, but if it comes down to contesting Roche or not, you may have to. Nice thing about these 10-second arrow cooldown is you can just constantly throw them out. Nice lift. That's going to save AA's life there, I want to say. But you can just throw those arrows out to just get yourself vision into Scout. But into the Roshan pit they go nonetheless. With Lifesteal not buying back, they feel like they can go for this one. Mirana's going to be arrowing it as well.
Roche is going to go down so quickly.
Ember's nearby, though.
Goo and the Medallion. AA still has ulti.
They scout it out. Are they going to go for some kind of a steal here? What's the play? They don't want to buy back the Lifesteal. It's still 18 seconds without him, and Roshan looks like he's just going to go down. The Rubik blinks in, doesn't time it right. The Aegis is picked up by Dr. Stone. That's the Bristleback of Cuckoo, and Rubik. That's a costly play. He did not have buyback as well. Going for that without buyback.
It's a risky play, but I think it's worth it. If he gets it there because Bristleback already used the buyback, that's a lot of Bs. BB using a BB. Do people get triggered if you call Bristleback a BB?
BB? No. He's okay being referred to as a BB. Yeah, that's one of his many pronouns. BB. The old bristle. Well, I mean, it was moments of brilliance from Keen Gaming there in the mid-game, but they haven't quite managed to pull ahead of it. Instead, it's TNC who kind of restabilized, get an Aegis. Are playing without a couple of their buybacks, so do need to be a little bit careful here.
Can he do it?
Can who do it?
Can he kill the tower?
Oh,
through through the backdoor
he's got
protection.
creeps. No, he can't, to answer your question, but he can kill it with his creeps. We'll see some 25s coming out soon. That's kind of the next thing I'm looking at. Arc 1 hits his, and oh yeah, everyone's favorite Spark Wraith damage. That's always a big scary one.
AoE, I mean, it's not AoE, but it's you place a finger of death, basically.
Yes. Man, I don't know if he had it for that last fight when they deleted the Lifesteal, or if that was just the right. It looked more like the right clicks with the Soulbind from Grimstroke, with the silencing people up to. But we'll see. Mirana's 25, also a pretty scary one. The multi-shot arrows. You typically imagine, but I mean, both are really
Both
good.
both are extremely good, but I would go for multi-shot arrows there because of the talent. Arrow cooldown, 10-second, 3 arrows. It also gives vision. That's the big part of it.
And those arrows will eventually hit. There's 3 of them flying around. You can't dodge them all the time. As much as arrow, when you see it coming, is one of those spells that's pretty easy to sidestep. They're inevitably going to hit somebody.
I love what TNC is doing. They don't have too many single-targeted spells to combine with Soulbind, so they are building items. You have this Arc Warden with the Orchid, Nullifier.
Yep. They've got the
Even
ways to make
Spirit
up
Vessel
for it.
works, so...
Not bad for them. TNC, despite having this Aegis, are kind of just playing it slow and chill, though. Double damage bottled off for Kunkka as well as a Daedalus, so his crits can start doing some work in these fights as well. And it does look like they are just happy to slow down this pace. Instead of the BKB, Mirana ended up going for a Lotus Orb, so going to have a bit of extra Dispel and save.
It's great against Lifestealer, removing the chains from Ember Spirit. Also has a Force Staff that we talked about. It's a really good item. Like, just kiting potential with what Mirana has right now is insane.
Oh, Timber! Oh.
Nullifier.
It was mid-air. It's flying across the map. He was so close to catching him there. Is that still going to hit him? I think it should, right? We'll find out in a second.
I think it's gone.
Oh, okay. It was still flying in the air, but yeah, maybe he disjoints it and like goes to the fountain or something. Who knows? That Nullifier is just lost into an alternative reality right now.
So Timbersaw needs 1 CS to get himself to level 25. I assume he's gonna go for Whirling that since he's playing against the 2 strength heroes, but the Timber Chain is also good against the Arc Warden to close the gap. You just get on top of him. Let's see what he decides to go for. Level 25, there it is.
Nothing skilled up yet. There we go. Whirling Death attribute and Ghost Ship Fleet. Kunkka getting out the multi-ships. Yeah, gunning for this Timbersaw. Can they catch him again? Nullifier. TP's out just in time.
Timbersaw now 28% stats loss against Bristol and Kunkka. They're not just stealing the stats, you're also stealing their magic resistance on top of it.
Bye-bye, Rubik. He gets found out. Nullifier cancels TPs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's just twice in a row he's TP'd out as the Nullifier was mid-air. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I'm not going crazy here. That Timbersaw is really pushing the limit. I'm sure he's just like, both those times where he TP's out just barely. He's thanking his lucky stars. So who else is... Lifestealer, Ember, Mirana, level 25's coming up. Lifestealer, what? Rage duration, you got to imagine. Ember, what's he looking at? What do you think with Ember? Sleight of Fist charges, or...?
I think he's going to go for the left talent instead.
Okay. The Remnant Charge Restore.
Sleight of Fist seems way better when you're playing against, let's say, PL illusions.
Well and truly going to the late game. The Aegis expires without too much high ground attempt, and it's very much a case of TNC may have had Aegis, but their buybacks were down, and their lineup doesn't exactly push high ground easily. Whereas Radiance defends high grounds incredibly well.
Now you have Rubik, Timbersaw, Slight.
This time around, Arc 1's there waiting. The trap was laying, and he gets pummeled.
You might be tanky, but against 2 Arc Wardens and the whole enemy team, Bloodthorn, Nullifier, it was just pretty much can't do anything.
Yeah, the crit. And they finally catch him out there. As they are going to pull back the Bristle with the Ice Blast here. He doesn't go for the BKB and says he's going to get full stuffed away. Pops the BKB now. They're trying to get some extra damage on this tower with the Ghost Ship Fleet, and it's going to be a Stolen Torrent. Not the spell he was hoping for. Bit of damage dealt to the tower there, but not anything significant by any means. So even with Timber dead, it looks like King Gaming have no issues defending high ground without Bristle.
I feel like TNC does not want to fully commit.
Yeah.
New Roche may respawn in a minute, so they're just going to wait for that. Because Arc Warden can pressure the side lanes, give them the info where the enemy heroes are, and Roche just dies so quickly with the Bloodthorn and Goo.
Rubik, no. Has Ghost Scepter. Blinks away. How did he know that? He didn't have detection.
Sixth Sense.
Yeah, he was right about to die, I want to say. With the Nullifier there as well. Rubik does not have a escape for that. Back at top. There we go. Triple arrows flying around.
And I like this gem pickup on Mirana. Since they have a lot of invis and the sentries are now limited, they're not going to be able to see them.
Yep. Just de-ward all the sentries on the map and also take out all the Radiant Vision as well, ideally. They've got a lot of vision down in this bottom jungle, but TNC just...
They're not playing the bottom part of the map.
They don't care about it. At least doesn't seem
The only
that
one
way.
who's at the bottom is Arc Ward and Tempest Double.
Oh, can he do damage through backdoor protection? There is no backdoor protection. Creeps went in mid, so he's doing permanent damage. And
Rubik's dead.
yeah, permanent damage to Rubik's life. So, well, I say permanent damage. It does have that health regen, but 700 damage dealt. Not instantly healed by the backdoor protection, but will be healed over time. Maybe he's just going to keep sending some doubles in down that bottom lane. We'll see if that's going to be the play. Has a Blink Dagger now instead of the Shadow Blade as well. Ooh, hits
Connects on Ember.
They're pinging it. It looks like they want to go for the building damage. They're playing it safe, and then it's going to be Arc 1 blinking in with the Nullify. He broke the Lincolns. Trying to get those right clicks in. Doesn't quite have the damage with the Arc Warden, and he will lose his Tempest double. Still, permanent damage dealt to this tier 3 tower.
A level 25 Mirana. What a zoning tool.
Yeah.
Like, they can keep doing this. If the lanes are pushed in, she uses the arrow for the vision. They need to reposition themselves, and then they just deal the damage to the towers.
Slow and steady.
We have
TNC.
3 hearts in this game.
Well, everyone likes pink tanky, I guess. Hunker with a Hex queued up. I mean, you talk about getting items to combo with the Grimstroke. That's one of, well, that is the best.
Grimstroke also has one queued up.
TNC's lineup is scaling in all roles, and once again,
Bottom lane being pushed in.
doesn't look like Arc 1 was going to commit to it. His double did, where has another one if he wants to send it down there. It is a melee Rax, and I think right now King Gaming very focused on Roshan, so this bottom melee Rax.
That's a lot of spark rates in the Roche pit.
Oh yeah, I know what that
We've
means.
seen that before when Miracle played it, but he had Arcane Rune, right?
Yes, he did. So maybe not quite the same outcome. Goes in looking again. The lift is there. That's going to save the Ember's life. These Tempest doubles, so obnoxious to play into. I mean, you get gold for them at least, but I don't know. It doesn't feel good to get 300 gold at this stage of the game. Because you're just constantly on the back foot. It doesn't matter. It's not about the gold here. It's just about where you're forced to play on the map. And as a result, TNC, this is a free Roshan.
That's Cheese and Aegis. Arc Warden is running out of slots.
Yep.
I mean, he can still buy Moon Shard, Aghanim Scepter.
What is the Arc Warden Aghanim Scepter?
He
Grants a
spawns a
new
rune.
ability, Rune Forge.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That's potentially pretty good. Oh, it's not,
If you get double damage or
Yeah.
if you get
Arcane
Rune,
Rune?
it's so good.
yeah.
On certain heroes, Illusion Rune can be extremely good as well.
Definitely doesn't sound too shabby. But you're not going to buy an Ag Scepter for sure.
Well, he's going to buy it eventually if this game
Yeah,
drags.
that's true. You get infinite gold. And they're just going in. They're looking to hit some buildings here. They're zoning with the arrows as well as the Ghost Ship. It's literally just zone King Gaming away by throwing these spells, hitting arrows. They're going to hit these arrows. Mirana follows up. They're not really looking to commit on this one. I think they know it's much more important to take the objectives, and they are taking the racks here, but Hunker needs to be careful. Has got the Aegis. The Force Staff's keeping him alive. The Bash is going to hit on the Bristleback, but they don't really want to leave their base here. And it's a tier 3 tower plus range racks. And it looks like Arc 1 is sending himself or his double down bottom. Yeah, he's sending his double in to go for the backdoor play down bottom. So while all this distraction happens up top, it does look like bottom melee racks. Can they kill it off? He's got BKB now. I love this pickup just to make sure they can take some of these objectives. It's going to be close. I think they've got the damage for it.
He's got more than enough, and on the top lane,
they got
another one's going down.
Yep. Death by 1,000 cuts. TNC don't care about taking the kills. They would take them if they came to them, but King Gaming so annoying with their high ground defense, and TNC are just finding ways to bit by bit break their base.
Another arrow on Ember Spirit.
They're so disciplined. Like, they hit these arrows, but they're never following it up and overcommitting for kills.
They can just play this slowly. They don't have to risk anything at this point. You can always go in. There's no burst damage on the side of Keen Gaming. There's not enough stuns to keep them in place, so they can go in. BKBs are down to 6 and 5 seconds. Bristleback and Kanka can just go in, hit the tower. Arc Warden as well. Repeat every single time they're up.
Well, Timbersaw has an Octarine Core. Accept it queued up as well, so there will be more damage coming out, but it still feels like there's just going to be constant problems, not having quite enough damage, and also just not being able to deal with every single lane being pushed in. And I guess the good news is once you're down to your tier 4s, they can't split push you anymore. You just stand at your tier 4s. There was a Relic destroyed. Is that a Rapier? Oh no, it's a Nullifier. Lifestealer had queued up.
Well, at least you know from which side they're going to enter. It's going to be mid, so you can prepare for defending the mid lane.
Well, you say that. Watch some, like, Spark Wraiths, Tempest Doubles go in bottom or top for the tier 4 towers.
They have a sentry.
Yeah. They do see him coming, but I mean, at this point, Arc Warden just seems keen on using this BKB to take objectives. We'll see if that's going to continue to be the plan or not. Arrows and Torrents, they are just looking to force these towers here. Arrows continue to go flying out here, and it's going to be Mirana leaping on forward. Didn't quite have the damage to kill off the Rubik, who did get kept alive with the Grimstroke, the Glimmer Cape. And the arrows just continue to go flying, and it's going to be a tier 3 tower looking to be claimed here. Timbersaw getting so incredibly low. The Ember forced to buy back. The Ice Blast is going to land on 2, but the damage just isn't really there. They're kiting them with these 4-stars, and there's just nothing King Gaming can do. They just can't keep these heroes in place. They're falling one by one, forcing out these buybacks. 3 buybacks used already, and TNC may just say, let's just you know, re-engage, reset a little bit, but they're being chased after here. I think King Gaming feel now it's now or never here. The arrows going flying up, forcing them to kind of disperse. It's so hard to chase when these arrows are just flying at you. Arc Warden will throw in one last Tempest Double. This one maybe just going to feed away some gold. The arrows again going flying. Doesn't latch on anyone. The leash, though, is there. Soul Binding 2 together. Mirana's gone leaping in with the double Starstorm. Doesn't quite kill off the Rubik here. Lifestealer still leashed. Will get the Rage away. And with Rubik dead for 100 plus seconds.
No buyback on Rubik.
Whew, not looking good. Timbersaw pulled back in. He's got no buyback as well. And this is looking like the Emperor King Gaming. A cleave from the Kunkka. Slices through the Lifestealer's life. And it's GG. 53 minutes. King Gaming, they fought hard and long. They were so resilient, but it's TNC. Late game Arc Warden.
Yeah, I love the patience from TNC. Arc Warden did not have a good time early on, but the other 4 played so well, created the space for Arc Warden to come back into the game, and the itemization was perfect on their side. Even though I'm not a big fan of Grimstroke and maybe you don't have any single target abilities, they itemized perfectly. They had Spirit Vessel on Kunkka, picked up as a first item to cripple this Timbersaw, and then Nullifier, a Silence, and they even got the Hex on Grimstroke.
Yeah, yeah. And those 2 4-staffs that have both supports. Anytime Keem went in on them, it was just like, oh, we're going to 4-staff this Bristle or whoever away. Everyone was so tanky, impossible to kill. It was great to watch. TNC played so well and so disciplined, which is, you know, a word we're using more and more with TNC. They're no longer this team that dives fountain, overcommits, and throws away leads as much.
We discussed some of the heroes that we're going to see. I think Mirana position 4 is going to be go-to hero for a lot of the teams here.
I mean, yeah, Tim's a lot of farm. People who have him on their fantasy teams. I know you're not a fantasy player, but he probably racked up some points there, I got to say.
I've seen you having Tims on your fantasy team.
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, you
right.
do.
Yeah, I got Tim's. I also put Gabby. I was watching Gabby go like 0-5 in lane. I was like, oh, God, my fantasy points. But he recovered. We also recovered. We started a bit late today, so thank you, everyone, for your patience. We've got another game coming up. We'll see game 2. TNC looking, you know, it's just one game. It's the start of the day. I'm sure King Gaming have other stuff prepared.
We'll
find
have
out.
to see what they have prepared.
Okay.
TNC looked way better in game number 1.
Yeah, they played so well. TNC looking like a top tier team here at this event. We'll be right back, guys, after a quick break with game number 2. Hello everyone, welcome back. Game number 2. I'm Gods, he's Lacoste. Game 1 was pretty good, I gotta say.
It was.
From both
Even,
teams, I think
even
they both
though
played
the
well.
game ended with 50,000 net worth lead for TNC.
Wow, was that big?
It was 50 exactly in the
Okay.
end. But we discussed some of the heroes that are going to be picked and banned during this TI. Alchemist is still in the pool. I think
Oh.
a lot of the teams are going to first phase it as well.
Well,
Mirana's gone. I checked some of the games. Spoiler alert a little bit. Mirana is being picked in a lot of those games.
okay, so what are the heroes still got for? I saw Kyle tweeting about it's gonna be one of the most picked, or the most picked. So maybe Kyle's right about something for once.
Well, there it is.
Alchemist
Alchemist first pick. No surprise there.
Okay.
This is the hero that has timing. He gets the Radiance around 12-13 minute mark and just snowball from there.
What are the answers to it? How do you beat it? What do you do?
To play well against Alchemist, you need to address his jungle camps between 7 and 11-minute mark.
Okay.
I would say Shadow Demon is a good counter as well with the illusions. You also lower his HP with the Soul Catchers, so you have basically 2 built-in good abilities against Alch.
You get free Radiance illusions yourself. Yeah, so that's actually pretty nice. Okay. And then, hey, if you get into his jungle, his stacks, you can steal it with Shadow Poison maybe. So we'll see how TNC do addressing it. They banned the AA themselves, which has traditionally also been one of the support counters to Alchemist with the Ice Blast, of course. And,
you need to have good heroes who can rotate. This is Kanka is the hero that has a lot of burst damage once he hits level 6 with the Torrent and both. Good setup with the Shadow Demon as well.
Yep.
So a lot of rotations should be made from TNC.
It also feels really nice because let's say you rotate once and contest the jungle, your boat comes up really quickly. Like some of those big long ulti cooldowns, like a co-op with Sonic Waves, like you kill Alch once and then you got to wait like 130 seconds for your next Sonic Wave. The boat is so nice with that low cooldown. We'll see what Keen Gaming get now to protect their Alchemist. Maybe looking at some of the saves. I mean, the Oracle and Shadow Demon are the kind of 2 big saves for something against a Kunkka, and one's banned, the other's picked, so they're a bit more limited as far as save goes.
What do you think about Alch's 6-pack?
6-pack, that's what we're calling it?
It looks like a 1-pack, to be honest.
Say I'm familiar with what Alch's got going on there. You know, let me tell you, he's rocking that beer belly. I'm a big fan. It's a look I like to sport myself from time to time.
So Lina being picked up for Keen Gaming, it could be a mid laner. I mean, this matchup can go both ways. If it's mid Lina against mid Kanka, it can also be an off-lane Lina, position 4 Lina. I think pos 4 Lina is also extremely good with the Ether Lance and level 10 talent.
Yeah, it's that kind of flexible opening hero that can go anywhere. Kind of similar to Shadow Demon. Even though you expect Shadow Demon support, it does theoretically play as like a 3 position as well. 3, 4, or 5. And Lina, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. So flexible hero. Generally, though, you're not looking to pick up your carry in your mid first 2, though. That's kind of at least one of the soft rules of drafting.
Yeah.
You want to save carries for later. At least one of your 2 carry or mids for later in the draft.
Also, it doesn't mean that Alch is mid. He can be played on the side lane as well. Depends on the matchup.
Yep. And that's something apparently a lot of these Alchemists have been played in the safe lane. And there's also been, instead of rushing Radiance, there's been more Midas as well. I don't know how you feel about this Midas Alchemist.
If it's mid Alch, I think the best build you can go for is you get 2 bracers, you just tank up, you get some magic resistance on top of it, and just get a Radiance after that.
Okay.
Either phase boots or power treads.
Yeah. What do you think this mysterious number is? 10749. I'm just like looking at it, it's like, what's this number doing on my screen?
If it was a 4-digit number, if 9 was out, I would say your MMR.
So instead it's Abed's MMR.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh dear. Dude, that's where my MMR is these days. The production guys were coming over trying to fix some settings. They're like, Ancient Forecaster? Like, what happened when you were immortal? I'm like,
Nah, I just
it's
didn't
rough.
calibrate.
Like, you get old, you get a bit washed up, and here I am. I don't even get to be a analytical caster anymore. They're like, oh, you're bad at Dota. You're play-by-play now. that's that's why they put me with you, Lacoste. You got to say some smart stuff to carry me.
All right. Wait, why did they pair us up then? If someone needs to say smart stuff.
Oh dear. Oh, don't worry. That's why they put us on the D stream. They're like, all right, people will be on the A, B, and C. D, okay, God's Lacoste. Yeah. Earthshaker picked up TNC.
Whenever there's a TI, Earthshaker always finds a way to get in.
Oh yeah. I was watching True Sight the day before leaving, like while I was packing and stuff, and it was just there was just half of it they're just talking about Earthshaker during that TI8 Grand Finals, about how important of a hero he was, and the panel was like undefeated in the Grand Finals until Game 5 where it lost. So it was a very key hero last year, and maybe a key hero again.
They need some heroes on side of Keen to create space for Alk. You need position 4 who can be active, position 5 maybe who can stack, even some kind of a save would be good.
We'll have a bit more of an idea of what that might be as these picks start coming out. What's Mr. Drafter doing here for Keen Gaming? And as something you pointed out, every team here at TI except Infamous with a coach. So a lot of those coaches obviously very involved.
Maybe
in
they
drafting.
work with someone, but it's not listed on Wikipedia.
That's true.
So they go with Bane. Bane is the hero, kind of a classic Dota hero, great laner. He also has a good saving potential against Kanka's combo.
And that was something, the second the Shadow Demon Kunkka was picked up, I was like, oh, they probably want to save for this Alchemist, but there wasn't really much left. OD with the Astro could have been one, that was banned out, and Bane, it's at least a soft save. Like, it's not entirely reliable, or always going to work maybe, but it's pretty darn good.
If it's going to be Lina and Bane support duo, even if it's Lina mid, it's such an easy setup for Bane. Smoke, go from behind, set up with the Nightmare, and this is an early Slark. I mean, early. It's not a 10 pick Slark, but still works because they don't have a good hero against him.
Yeah, and they're probably worried about being banned out because I feel like Slark is one of those heroes that is one of the soft counters to Alk. Like I've seen a lot of Slark get played in pubs at least with all these alchemists around. Alk does come online pretty fast with the Radiance, but if you can survive long enough, Alk doesn't necessarily have enough kill potential to deal with Slark ever.
So they have no real lockdown for Slark. He can get pretty much out of every single ability they have with these 3 heroes.
Yep. See if they address that with some of these picks coming up. Keen.
If they want to shift maybe towards, we're going to get a good timing on a Radiance and snowball from there, not give Slark enough time to go late game. Maybe that could be a plan for Keen.
Oh, Sand King. That kind of fits that note. Here that is just pretty much always ready to fight, isn't too wide independent.
Right now, it looks like it's Lina position 4.
Yeah.
Lina and Sand King duo can make a lot of rotations on the map, and if they want to play this fast, I think they need a hero that deals damage to towers.
Yeah, deals damage to towers, maybe even takes Roshan as well. I mean, usually the heroes that do one do both, so having some way to take some objectives here. And Alk, of course, flexible in that it could go mid or safe lane, so if King Gaming want, they can pick something for either of the 2 lanes right now.
That's a lot of stuns that Keen Gaming has, but with Slark, he can get out of pretty much anything. There's the boat to mitigate some of the damage. Also, Shadow Demon with the disruption.
Yep.
It's looking like a really good Shadow Demon game.
I mean, this save from Shadow Demon is going to be key. And there isn't the best hero set on top of Shadow Demon if he's positioned in the back lines. Maybe like Alk when he hits that Blink Dagger, but even that,
This is a good ban. This is the hero that plays
Okay.
fast, takes the towers. Other hero that comes to my mind is maybe a Dragon Knight, but you're picking blindly. OD is gone from the pool. Maybe even shift towards something like a DP, but I feel like they need tower damage.
Yep. Yeah, DPs, it sounds actually pretty solid as well. But we'll see. I mean, TNC utilizing that last pick of the draft to their advantage. We saw it last game, and we could see it again. Although they are looking more for an offlaner, theoretically. Earthshaker could be played as an offlaner, but typically it is in Tim's hands. So only 27, 26 seconds left for Keen Gaming to make a decision. They need to figure out what their last hero is going to be. We're probably looking for a mid or a carry. Lena, of course, could go mid lane. I don't love it, though, because the catch from Kunkka is just one of those things that you're going to probably die quite a bit as a Lena throughout the mid game if you're playing as a core.
Only 6 seconds left for Keen Gaming. Let's see what they go for. Queen of Pain it is. A lot of burst damage.
Alright. Gives you a way to blow up the Slark. How do you feel about this? Do you like it? Do you think it's something that can pan out for them? It's not an easy co-op game playing against Kunkka X.
Kunkka X Mark, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
This feels like a really old school lineup from Keen Gaming. I'm getting the
Dota 1.
648B vibes here. A lot of stuns. The only hero who's missing is pretty much Lash.
Maybe that's what the number at the top's for, you know, the 7.49 patch. One of these old school patches. But what's it going to be? This is, I mean, yeah, sanking Lena, these dual stun side lanes is such a throwback. But TNC here with their last pick, looking for something for the off lane, theoretically to lane with the Shaker. It is going to be...
So this means that the Alchemist is on the side lane,
yeah.
and it could be a core Earthshaker because he's playing against a melee hero. If he gets close, enchant Totem with the Aftershock.
So, and it will be.
Yeah.
Alright. Rubik paired up for that lane. That's a pretty strong lane, this Rubik Shaker. That can definitely cause some problems for King Gaming.
So I'm looking at the both lineups. Rubik 10th pick, not what you usually see. There's a lot of great
games. Yeah.
a lot of great spells to steal. Whenever there's a sanking, Rubik always feels good.
Yep. And we're going to see Tim's on that one. He is quite the playmaker. I mean, you talk about TNC, and if there's one player you want to watch with them, I'd almost always be saying Tim's because he is such a flashy 4-position. And we saw last game, 4-position Miranda, he was getting a lot of farm, but not just from hitting creeps. He was actively throwing arrows, making kills happen, and making plays happen. So it should be a good game to keep an eye on him. We'll have Gabby on the Slack and Armel again on Kunkka. He is probably the most well-known Kunkka player right now. At least the guy pushing this hero back into like the top tier of the meta, and has been.
I feel like he will go for that Spirit Vessel build again. Kunkka is the hero that can pretty much build anything. Lately, we've been seeing more of a double bracer into Radiance build because he's so tanky because of the boat, stays in a fight for a very long time, and Radiance deals ton of the damage, but against the Alchemist, it could be really valuable.
It makes you, I mean, the Spirit Vessel itself makes you super tanky, so we saw last game how much health he had with the Spirit Vessel into BKB and then the AC as well. Makes him very hard to deal with. So
he needs a BKB in this game. This is his go-to item, probably the second one. There's a lot of spells, a lot of magical damage. Rubik can also go for Spirit Vessel if needed.
You don't ever really want to go Spirit Vessel as Rubik, though. You want to get that Aether Lens, Blink Dagger. You want to get the items that allow you to do flashy stuff. Like if you get told by your team you're getting Spirit Vessel, it's like, okay, I'll get it, guys. But you don't want to. You're probably looking around trying to figure out who is the Spirit Vessel hero, but it may just be the old Kunkka. So here we go. It is game number 2. Keen Gaming defeating game 1. It was a 53-minute affair. Fairly close game. I mean, it went for a long time, but it was, of course, Arc Warden. So part of that is always going to be, Arc Warden games, if you're winning, aren't going to end quickly.
I think we discussed about this build from position 4, sometimes even off laners where they get Sobi Mask or Sage Mask, pardon me, and then you just buy Ring of Protection in the side lane. The 2 extra armor and the mana regen is insanely good, especially if you're playing these spellcasters like a Sanking and Lina.
And something, both Rubik and
Rubik
Lina
is also going for that build.
Definitely, would expect it from like the Lina maybe more so, but Rubik as well. Why not? Once you get those bounty rings, you've got the gold for it, and you've still got 6 Tengos for your lane, so it's still a very powerful laning tool to have. Just enables your partner as well in lane with that aura. So really nice stuff. As we'll see, looks like both teams just taking control of one side of the map for these bounty runes. We saw the same thing from Armel's Kunkka, where he just stands in these trees in the mid lane as the enemy Keen Gaming go by. But Keen Gaming with that same ward around mid, and with that same ward up top again, with this very deep observer ward. It's kind of bold of them to go for the same wards 2 games in a row. I feel like if there's anything, like, you're gonna, your coach is watching the game as it happens and seeing where those wards were planted, and probably checking that replay between games. And that you've got 5.
Yeah, but that's a reverse psychology. We're not gonna put it on the same spot twice.
Fair. You're ahead of the game, Lacoste. That's why. And this time around, by the way, Courier. No Courier snipes today.
They're waiting for everyone to show on their lanes.
Yep. And both supports are down in this bottom lane for now. Rubik with that early Basset ring, Shadow Demon as well. So it's 3 heroes down bottom for TNC. And there we go. The Courier's moving. He's like, all right, it's safe. I won't lose my Courier. Queen of Pain does not want to get handled by Armel again. We saw last game Armel have such a good mid lane.
I think TNC should move one of the heroes top. You do not want to have Alchemist +1 against the solo hero, because he's just going to free farm.
Yep. Yeah, this is annoying lane. The Bane's up here just using that Enfeeble, getting rid of that attack speed, but making life a little bit annoying and difficult. And there we go, the TP coming up top from Rubik, so he's looking to even out this lane, make it not just a straight free farm lane for the Alchemist in a 2v1 setup. Yep, Bane just trading blows with the Rubik here. Has another Enfeeble. Gets the Fissure block off, but with this Enfeeble, Bane may be able to win this right-click battle. He's still just level 1, but he's going to force the Rubik away.
It's really hard to trade against the Bane. Even though he has Enfeeble level 1, usually Brain Sap is being picked up. Pure damage, so really hard to trade.
Nope. Shadow Demon just happily spamming these poisons out. They are going to go in looking for a kill. They've got the Pounce of Fault to Lina. LSA is there, but not going to save his life, as it is going to be the Shadow Demon picking up the first blood. AU off to a good start.
Yeah, no perma Agi for Slark there. But,
oh, yeah.
Still decent, Lina. There's going to be a stun. Pounce is ready.
Yep. He has that if he needs to escape, and doesn't look like he's going to have to pop it. Now we're looking mid. We saw this lane be so influential last game, and well, that Courier, yeah, he is going for it. I was about to say, once that Courier shows, Quap gets a free Courier, not 3 minutes.
Yeah, I was thinking about something against this particular matchup. If you get Blink level 1, you usually expect Queen of Pain to get Shadow Strike, right? So he's gonna use Career aggressively, and then you just blink in and kill it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, this is not even level 1.
The first Career usage.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a really kind of fun way to play the matchup. But yeah, level 3, you've got to know and expect there's going to be 1 point in Blink there. Just a straight up misplay and miss micro from Armel and the Kunkka.
Now he's really running low on regen, but there's this ability called X Mark, so he's just gonna TP back, pick up all the regen, come with pretty much full mana and HP.
This is obviously one of the strengths of Kunkka as a mid laner, and why we get to see him played there. So back at bottom, the Sanking lane doing some work, but it's top lane where the real fight's going down. It's gonna be... Oh, look at that 5x combo. So Rubik and Shaker doing their best to limit what the Alchemist can get in the way of free farm, but Alk already with double bracer is very tanky. 1k plus health, the extra magic resistance as well, making him pretty hard to deal with in this lane.
The question is, how much farm can you take away from Alchemist? Every single deny is worth much more than the usual.
He just cancelled the salve. Nice acid spray usage in the trees, but even so, they are still looking to go in, and it does look like they're not going to be able to fully commit for this kill.
Straight to the bottom with you.
Bounty runes coming in 30 seconds.
Yep.
Cuckoo will buy a bottle as well on the secret shop.
He wants to,
Dark, really low on HP. Has Mango if he wants to use the Brain Sap.
doesn't have Nightmare to secure this room with though, and this time around it's Queen of Pain getting the solo kill mid. With the help of that Courier Snipe, suddenly he had an edge in this lane, and he used all his health and mana, but he's going to be very happy getting some revenge for last game where it was Armel solo killing him.
Oh, they got 4 bounty runes against Alk. This is actually huge. This is how you cripple the hero.
Yep. Well, really good rune control knowing they're playing against the Alchemist. Back at top, Slark's rotated. Gonna look for the Sand King, but it doesn't look like they've got anything in the way of detection here. So even though they got that Fissure block off, there's just not a kill they're gonna get. And the Slark's TP done up here, so
They're just following the Alk with Earthshaker. Every single time he gets close, he's gonna use Enchant Totem, get a creep, get a deny if possible.
just slow down the Radiance as much as possible. That's the plan. Okay. Well,
Kanka is about to hit level 6. With the boat, there's a lot of kill potential. Queen of Pain sitting on 600 HP. I love the build. Null Talisman, and he goes for Bracer. Just a casual Bracer to tank things up, get some extra magical resistance.
I mean, you kind of know this Kunka's going to hit level 6 and be looking to kill you, so doing whatever you can to stay alive is... I mean, the braces help more than the null there. As it stands, they are looking to protect this Queen of Pain. I think knowing that Kunka's level 6 here, they're trying to bait her a little bit, but have to be careful that she doesn't get too low. Was Shadow Demon looking for a disruption setup and unable to find it? Instead, Quap going for a shrine, it looks like. Yeah. They're pinging out, though, so they know. Queen of Pain will be coming back to this lane, full health, full mana. And Kunkka even, I think, was looking for a Bane kill there. But, again, position while Keen Gaming staying away
Keen Gaming
from these heroes.
Read that movement from TNC really well. On the bottom lane, Cuckoo just continues to free farm. 30 CS on him right now.
Alchemist trying to kick the jungle, but he's being found wherever he goes, and some of these stacks he was hoping for are being messed with, and he may even pay the price for this one. They've got the Fissure there to mess with him as well with the Soul Catcher poisons. They've got the kill. Tim's
That's a big
hit.
kill. This is where Alchemist farms a lot, even though there's no stacks in the jungle because they are making a lot of rotations and the lanes were played 2-1-2.
Full combo from me. It's the Scream Sonic Wave and does a lot of damage up there. Can they deal with the Sand King? They've got the Sentry here. Gabby would love to get a kill off of this one. Hits the Pounce as well. This is going to be Essence Shift. If he gets this kill, and he sure as hell should.
No, he didn't get it.
Nope. Rough one.
He almost died there. Like,
yeah.
If Sanking was hitting him instead.
Well, didn't find the kill, so no Essence Shift for you. And oh, hey, speaking of stacks, it's AU, the Shadow Demon, 18 CS. This guy is a 5-position player, by the way, and he's level 5.
And he has a bottle, so he's spamming a lot of those shadow poisons.
He's a happy camper. I mean, this is the hero that can theoretically make the Alk's life very difficult this game, so giving him some levels and farm, not a bad idea. Very annoying for Mr. Alchemist, who's trying to just farm in his jungle here, having a bit of a rough time, but Bane doing what he can to de-ward, protect this jungle, setting up even observer wards around his jungle.
This is the timing when Alk is the most vulnerable. Like, you want to buy a smoke, invade his jungle, play some deep wards, and try to play as aggressive as possible. You don't necessarily need to kill him, but if you have a vision on him and you see that he's not farming, it's still okay. You rotate either both supports or, let's say, a mid laner, because Slark's not going to rotate and try to grab a kill on him.
Yep. They've gone in here. Sand King, he got dusted up in a sandstorm here, and he's going to be X back in. Can they give the kill to the Slark?
There it
He
is.
gets it. There's one. Can he get another? He would love to keep getting these Essence Shift. He's gotten 2 now. Off to a really nice start. Back at top, though, Tim's will get found out by this Queen of Pain, so there is a little bit of a turnaround here. But 2 Essence Shift steals, permanent Agi stolen by the Slark. Back at bottom, Bounty Rune spawning, and it's going to be the Bane trying to contest it, but perhaps paying the price for doing so. They've got plenty of damage to bring him down. They say that. They need to make sure they get that last right click off and do so. And also make sure they contest as many of these Bounty Runes as possible playing against an Alk. It looks like 3 out of 4 picked up by TNC.
TNC is playing so well around the rune timings, especially since there's Alchemist on the enemy team. I'm wondering what Cuckoo is going to buy this game. Usually, when he was playing Earthshaker, I remember him skipping the Blink Dagger and just going straight for Aghanim Scepter. I think that's going to be the play once again, because you're not going to be blinking in against the Radiance, against... Look at all this spell damage.
Fire Strike. They're going on the Rubik with the Epicenter. They're going to take him out. Kunkka managed to avoid that gank by hiding in the trees, so a lot of Keen Gaming heroes up in this top lane.
I talked about the Blink Dagger on Earthshaker. If he wants to go for it as the first item, it's still okay, but getting Aghanim Scepter after is still good. Hype it up, gods.
It's a Sonic Wave. Followed up by a Dragon Slave. You tell me, I don't listen to you, Lacoste. I hype up what I want to hype up.
You're not my, I'm not your dad, huh?
Yeah. You know, I was just about to, and then you told me hype up. I was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm gonna pass on that one. Kunkka goes down, and things kind of settling here. Bottom tier on tower about to get down to deny range. TNC want to make sure they get this last hit, but at the same time, King Gaming are like, I know what you're up to. No way that's going to happen. The Dire Tower does go down to Siege Creep, though. They don't get the deny, but they are going to get the Earthshaker kill here with the Fiend's Grip. And it's going to be Joe getting the kill with the Sonic Wave. That's what? Yi with the dash, the mid laner?
Double dash.
I like how his name is Joe on Steam.
Good rotation, but if they denied the tower there, it would have been extremely valuable. Otherwise, it's not that much. But they're making rotation. Alchemist is farming, getting closer to his relic.
Yeah. It's definitely not quite the Radiance timing you typically see. The 12-13 minute mark is, like, I would say the standard timing. The fast timing is like 10-11, so not the easiest game for Mr. Alchemist, but Bounty Runes and his jungle farm has not gone as well as you'd hope. X initiation, they want to get this Bane kill. The bow follow-up is there, has stick charges, but doesn't get a chance to get him off as stolen Fiend's Grip. Tim's is looking for a chance to use this one. He gets Burrow Strike immediately as soon as he casts it. 2-man LSA as well. Great play from the leaner here. They've gotten 1 kill. They want to get a second here. They already throw the Laguna Blade nice and early. Kunkka, he's being veiled up. He's taking so much magic damage, and Yi gets a double kill. Well, actually, the first one not going his way, but he's dominating. Queen of Pain looking fantastic here.
Yeah, Sand King just picked up his Blink Dagger. He even showed it on the top lane and TP'd mid because TNC wasted so much time on a mid trying to grab those kills.
Yeah, I think Tim's was just a little bit too eager to use the Fiend's Grip there, diving past enemy towers to go for that kill, and King Gaming more than ready for it. What's the play going to be? There's a few heroes here, maybe with a smoke they want to make a play, or at least with this Blink Dagger. They are looking for kills right now. And speaking of blinks, it is going to be, it looks like a blink pickup from the Shaker. He has it queued up. He's 30 gold away. Perhaps looking to come online a little bit earlier. Like, he sees Sand King's blink, and he's like, oh, if I go Ag Scepter, that's gonna, I can't farm 2k gold right now. He needs an item right now.
Alchemist almost has the Radiance and the Earthshaker. They're going to buy a smoke and a blink. Try to grab a kill. Ideally, you would want to kill either Queen of Pain or Alchemist pre-Radiance, but that's not going to happen.
They've got a Midas Slark on their own side, so while the Alk is, of course, ahead number 1 on net worth, it's, you know, what you'd normally expect to see. Slark is this hero that will match up very well against Alchemist and has recovered after his slow start.
When you have a Slark in your team, you just buy 2-3
center.
sentries and give it to him at P.
Fire Strike follow-up. They want this Shadow Demon in. Ooh, doesn't hit the screen. There is a Sonic Wave, and there's the Blink. There's going to be an Echo Slam Fissure combo. They immediately delete Sand King. Sonic Wave is there. We'll finish off the Shadow Demon. Is there a Blink? It's on cooldown. It's level 1 Blink, and as a result, Shaker, Blink reveal, instantly gets 2 kills. Great play from Cuckoo.
Yeah, that's really worth it for TNC. Even though Alchemist just picked up his Radiant, so he's going to continue to farm. Dire and Radiant, both of them using the scan. Radiant one connects.
I get another Blink in with the Totem and the 2-man Fissure as well. They were ready to contest that rune fight. Stolen LSA as well, and once again, it's 3 out of 4 bounty runes going TNC's way. They're so disciplined every time. From 5, 10, 15 minutes, bounty runes, they've only given up 2 of those 12 bounty runes.
Yeah, and this is what I was just talking about. They bought the Center Wards for Slark, 3 of those. He just cleared the 1 Observer Ward, 3 XP for him, and the gold.
This is definitely one of the really
Mid tower is really low.
about this hero.
They want to pressure it right now.
Yeah. With the Siege Creep, it's getting down to deny range, and yeah, they just want to make sure it doesn't get denied. It's a good chunk of gold. Bob looking to punish this one.
Nicely done by Cuckoo. Great Fissure. No one can pass.
And they realized that Keem were coming in to punish them for that tower, and they just had to get out, so they do just that. Oh, Blink Fire Strike. They found Kunkka, Armel. Not having quite the same Kunkka performance of last game. They were just ready for him to be there on the map. I think expecting that Ancient stack to be happening. And with a Radiance on Alchemist, Keen Gaming say it's go time. We've got this double Bracer Radiance. We're pretty strong right now. Sand King Lina. They were hunting, and they will successfully hunt. They find the Shadow Demon, not the Earthshaker they were perhaps hoping for, but he managed to blink away nice and quickly.
They have a ton of magical damage on Keen. So Veil pick up from Queen of Pain is extremely good. Add Radiance on top of that.
And for TNC, I think you're just kind of not looking to fight here. The Diffusal on Slark may give them a bit of a better timing to fight around, but they also need Armel to hit his first item. Torrent is there, nicely done. Stacks the Ancient Camp using that Torrent. He's just trying to farm as safely as possible for himself. And here comes the Smoke Drain. They're smoking towards their Slark, who is in the enemy jungle. We'll get found by a Queen of Pain here. May have to be careful here. He's going to turn and look to fight here. Pop the ultimate before the Burrow Strike came in, but the Epicenter's there. The Slark getting very low. There's the Echo Slam as well. The Queen of Pain being kept alive with the defensive sleep. The Fiend's Grip there as well. Can they kill off this quad? The Sonic Wave stolen! Oh, Tibbs, he turns it around, kills the Queen of Pain with that one. They're still going to get Burrow Struck up, and Armel showing up with a boat. That's going to mitigate some damage while killing the Sand King. 2 for 2 so far. As Bane, Nightmare is perhaps looking to set things up for an Alchemist stun. They've got the Kunkka with the Radiance damage as well. Slark in all sorts of trouble if he doesn't find a leap out. He's going to get himself down to the low ground.
He needs to run away. Oh, Lina almost gets him. She's level 11 with that cast range talent and the Interlance. You can stun from downtown. You're going to actually stun from fog. They're not going to see you.
Very even fight in the end.
Queen of Pain was greedy there. I think if we see the replay, she's going to be able to blink out. Also had the Region Rune in the bottle, so she could reset, but nicely done by Rubik, the stolen Sonic Wave. A lot of great plays there. Bane also saved Queen of Pain with the good Nightmare. If you check the Bane's skill build, 4 points in Nightmare, he realizes he just needs to lower the cooldown on it and use it more. Brain Sap is not that valuable, so I expect him to max Enfeeble now.
Lina down bottom, gets hit by a Totem, the Fissure follow-up. They don't quite hit the stuns though. The next follow-up Totem wasn't there, and we do see Shaker now queuing up the Aghanim Scepter. And Cuckoo's been really big on this Earthshaker though. Some of these Echo Slams and these, well, he's had 2 since getting this Blink Dagger, and they've both been fantastic. It looks like Slark, he's trying to figure out where this Observer Ward is. He has a very good idea where it's been planted. It's a fresh one, and he doesn't want to go dewarding it right now. Doesn't feel safe there. I think TNC realized that their jungle's being invaded and will just play keep away for now.
Yeah, they're drawing on a minimap, so they're just doing the classic switcheroo. They also have 2 Observer Wards in the enemy side of the map, so they're just going to play the bottom part of it.
Yep. they're the ones who are just looking to happily avoid these fights, slow things down a little bit. Alchemist is very scary right now, hitting level 14. He's got Radiance BKB. Level 15. We've seen a lot more of this like damage build from Alchemist, where he goes for the attack speed, the damage, the cleave. Not all about the Radiance and the stun build as much these days. Sanking with the Blink Dagger. I think Slark realized he'd been spotted there, and Sanking did not want to initiate on a Slark who can just Dark Pact it off. Gone in, they want to get these bounty runes. They are going to pick up a couple, and this time around it's going to be much more Keen Gaming who are the team that's stronger, but they've lost Bane in the backlines here, and unfortunately for them, that does not look good for them, as the boat is going to go flying in, catch the lean as well. Slark wants another kill. He's going to get it. That's 2 kills for the Slark. Can't really have the damage to kill off the Alchemist in the backlines. Queen of Pain still being chain stunned here. Can
There's
they
the
actually
Echo
bring
Slam.
down the Queen of Pain? There's a Torrent follow-up, and they've got the kill. The Fiend's Grip on the side. They've taken out Slark, though. A lot of damage onto the Slark. The epicenter is there. Stolen Sandstorm, not the spell he was perhaps hoping for. And it looks like the Alch stun is going to stun himself. Punka has a Shadow Blade, but there's plenty of detection for this. Fire Strike to start. Acid Spray follow-up. There's an unstable concoction in a couple of seconds, but it doesn't look like they can go chasing for this kill right now. Bane considers going for the high ground, but a defensive fissure will block the chase. TNC losing their Slark, but getting a couple kills in the process.
Yeah, Old 11 did a good job using the Sandstorm to zone out the Earthshaker so he can't get a good Echo Slam off in that team fight. I'm not a big fan of attack speed talent on level
Alchemist.
10 on Alchemist, because you could see that he could have stunned multiple times in the
Yeah.
previous fight. Even if you go for this kind of a damage cleave build, cleave is really situational. If you're playing against some illusion heroes like a Phantom Lancer, I assume it's better, but cleave in this particular match, it's not going to get picked up.
They've called the Sand King. X-Torrent is there. He blinks away, though. You've got to be so precise with that X pullback to hit the torrent as you pull him back, and he gave Sand King a window to
double
blink away.
damage Alch.
Whoa. This is a new era of Alchemist builds. No longer about this Manta split pushing, Octarine core and whatnot. Alch's a carry. He's a true carry now.
Just give Moonshard to Bane. He also has attack speed, talent.
Yeah, I think
I'm
we
just
now
kidding.
understand why you haven't played at TI since TI2 Lacoste. Well, here come TNC. They've gone charging in. They picked up the Sand King and got too aggressive, and Bane is also in a
Big
bit of
Sonic
trouble.
Wave.
Nice boat, though, is going to help mitigate any of the follow-up damage here, and they may be able to get the Queen of Pain. There's a stun follow-up to the Disruption, and Queen of Pain dies once. Can they kill her a second time? I don't think they realize there's an Aegis. They've got an Echo Slam if they need to use it. They don't. There's a Torrent. There's a Totem, and they burst down the Quap. Bye-bye Aegis. That did not last long at all, and TNC immediately punish Keen Gaming.
That was a fight without Earthshaker even using Echo Slam there.
Yeah.
So even with the Aegis, I love what TNC is doing. And even in the first game, when they were kind of playing from behind, Arc Warden needed to recover. They're still taking the initiative and playing with other 4 heroes.
They know there's a few dead. They want to take a fight here. Oh, they're just trapped in these trees. They're both just stuck on top of each other. There's a Yule's on Sand King, but I don't think he can do a whole lot with that. He's completely strapped with the stolen Burrow Strike. Yule's Scepter will dodge the boat here. He's going to burrow to the south, but he's dead anyways. They're just getting picked apart one by one. TNC is just... These guys are like the kings of brawling. They love to fight.
They just killed 5 heroes, if you count in Aegis. And they're
Yep.
going to take a tier 2 tower. They're
No,
still
they-
have a tier 1 tower on the bottom lane.
They killed 6, including the Aegis, because they've killed everyone. Or they killed some of them twice, because they killed Sand King. They killed Sand King mid, and then they killed him top again.
Oh, Alchemist, he turned off the Radiance before he used the Disruption, but he's still going to go down.
Yep. I remember seeing something with the Radiance Disruption. If you spam click it, like while you're disrupted, you can actually turn it off as you come out. There was like I just remember seeing a clip about it on Reddit or something. It seemed like a little bit broken that you could do that. I don't know if you still can, or even if these players are aware of it.
It's safer to turn it off before.
Yeah.
Just in case.
You don't always get a chance to, though. They're going to go. They're looking to kill off this Shaker. He is a tanky boy, though, but not tanky enough, as they will be able to burst him down. And Well, Slark with a BKB is being Fiend Script up here. Does solve the ultimate when this Fiend Script wears off, so I think Gabby is going to be okay. Bounces away, doesn't get the ultimate off. Defensive Disruption will help keep him alive a bit longer here. And they're going to blow him up with the Sonic Wave. Even through the ultimate, they had the AoE damage as Sankin gets fairly low. Will die to the Shadow Poisons. AU is just having such a great game on the Shadow Demon. And TNC, despite getting those...
Couldn't even get a BKB off.
Yeah. They had 6 kills in a row and then immediately overcommit and give away a bit themselves.
This is what we want to see. We want to see chaos. We want to see a lot of kills, and they're giving it to us.
This is high-octane Dota. Do you think this kind of play favors either of these two teams? Or it's just, right now, it's just a bloodbath and no one's come out on top yet?
Lately, I'm kind of used to seeing TNC being disciplined. I don't want to go back where they were in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
So just take it slowly. It's only 2,000 network lead for Keen Gaming at this point, and Alchemist is on the enemy team. There's a saying, if you're not at least 10,000 ahead with the Alch on your team, you're not ahead. Yep. I just made it up.
It sounds like you're just quoting yourself. Yep. That's what you do. You just refer to quotes of yourself in the past and, you know, suddenly they'll become a saying. So, yeah, it looks like TNC, after that little flub, they're just slowing things down a bit. I mean, they lost Slark Shaker, they lost all their key pieces, and I think they know that was a bit of a mistake of theirs. And their lineup, to me, scales a little bit better. Not to say it's in the bag if this game continues to drag, but Alchemist is not the hero you necessarily feel amazingly back on late game with, but perhaps with this new build. He's got the damage, he's gone for a Basher Moonshard. He hits hard and fast.
He can also keep Slark in a place, even though they have a lot of lockdown, but it's still a great item pickup. Yeah.
This Slark BKB won't feel good if you're fighting the Alchemist. You're just going to be getting bashed over and over again. Good, of course, for going on other heroes, like the Lina, Sand King, etc. And just making it so you can go in and use that BKB and not have to worry about being stunned by other heroes. But things will settle down here as Alch keeps on farming and Slark does what he can. All 3 TNC cores in a pretty good place in terms of their farm, though, and Slark continues to run around the map, just dewarding everything, being very pesky.
TNC right now, they have 3 observer boards placed on the map and 3 inside of Shadow Demons inventory. So, Queen of Pain.
Nice.
Not nice.
No, but I thought disruption was a save, but no, that was a dire disruption. Alch goes charging in. He's got this Basher, he's got BKB, he's destroying them. He takes out the Rubik first, wants this Kunkka. Shadowblade away, where's the detection? Looks like the dust didn't quite clip him as another blink in from the Sand King. The Sand King gonna go looking for this one. He hits the Burrow Strike, but he doesn't catch the Slark here. Slark's on charging himself with a BKB. There's gonna be a stolen Burrow Strike from Tim's. That helps takes out the Sand King, and the Lina LSA does land on the Rubik with the cast range. The Dragon Slave follow up in the Queen of Pain. They're gonna get a 3rd kill. TNC crumbling one by one, as Keen Gaming are just so strong at this stage of the game with this Alchemist.
All of that because they try to use stun and disruption at the same time. So this kind of backfired to them. It's going to be a free tier 2 tower. Next Roche may respawn in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Well, we'll see just how and when that Roshan does respawn, but as it stands, this BKB timing on this Radiant side is making them pretty potent. Queen of Pain and Alch both having BKBs, causing big problems.
Shadow Demon needs to be careful about his positioning because the amount of damage he deals in a team fight with the Soul Catcher is, I mean, it's not a, I'm not sure if it's counted as a damage.
Oh yeah.
But the Soul Catcher, if he uses that multiple times in a team fight, I don't see them using a team fight for sure.
For sure. It is that 20-second cooldown, but these are long drawn-out fights, particularly with these BKBs in play. Now Abyssal Blade completed. Level 20, he did go for the 40% cleave. So they changed the unstable concoction damage, so it's not as good as it used to be, where you got plus 400 damage even if you did like the no time channeling stun. That's when it was insanely powerful.
Well, I mean, with the cleave, he clears the creep wave in basically a second, so he just continues to flash farm. 1 second pounce leash. That feels kind of sad as level 20 talent, don't you think?
It doesn't seem amazing. Like, compare it to, like, I don't know, Ember with Searing Chains or something. It feels underwhelming. Like, that's a level 20 talent. Like, come on. Come on, Ice Frog. With that said, it's Slark. I mean, let's give Slark some bad talents. I'm okay with that. We don't need more Slark in pub games. But as it stands, I feel like the big difference from game 1 to game 2 has been Armel's Kunkka. Like, game 1, he completely crushed it. He was 10-0 and 9 at one point. This time around, he's been punished a lot more and just hasn't been able to make the same kind of plays that we saw him doing last game.
Yeah, he's kind of struggling at this game, even though he's third on network chart, has more network than Queen of Pain. I still feel that Queen of Pain is doing so much more in these team fights.
Waiting around this mid creep wave, hoping someone might show up. That smoke. It is Queen of Pain in the trees. Do they know she's up here? I don't believe so, but never know. Very patient from Queen of Pain. Ooh. Very short range blink just to tuck herself into some trees, and looks like she is gonna TP now. Shows herself in the mid lane with that TP where her team are smoked up, looking to charge forward. Of course, Queen of Pain, very mobile, can join up at a moment's notice as Roshan has respawned. Both teams will be prioritizing their game plan around Roshan now.
Oh, climbing the high ground, sanking, but quick fingers from Rubik, blinks out.
Good plays blinking. Just takes the Sandstorm for now, making sure he has a spell, since Rubik before that didn't have anything, and Nina. X-Torrent is there. Are they going to look to take this kill? It looks like that's the plan. The Nightmare save is there. And with the BKB on Slark, he's being feed scripted up in the trees. The boat takes too long to really cancel, but they still killed the Lina, going for the Bane. On the backlines, it's Alchemist taking out the Rubik immediately. This Alk is such a beefy boy. Pops the BKB, turns to fight the Slark. He forces him to pop the Shadow Dance just to keep himself alive, and instead Alk's going to find a new target. It's the Kunkka. These bashes just coming in one after the other. There's no escape for poor Armel. Echo back in, and what an echo it was, with the BKB wearing off. The Sonic Wave's there from Joe, but it's too little too late. It's Cuckoo's Earthshaker winning TNC the fight.
Man, Cuckoo's positioning, they try to focus him down, so he had to go back and re-engage. Also, nice save from Bane to start that fight with. And then good Fiend's Grip, but the team was on a different side of the map, so both of the supports got picked off early on.
Yep. Well, we're going to go for Roshan. While they do that, we're going to take another look at that fight and exactly what happened. We'll see it again here. You don't really... It's a nice save from Bane, but you don't necessarily want to be using the Nightmare save on a support as well. And the problem is the rest of the team were elsewhere. Like, Sanking, his initiation didn't really set any kills.
Yeah, you can see Earthshaker, he was forced to TP back after getting to half HP by Sanking, and Queen of Pain also. You're playing against the Shadow Strike.
I think he popped that Shrine, right? And then he just jumps in with the Axe. And there it is. That big, beautiful Echo Slam. Cuckoo, he's been a standout player so far as we have ourselves back in the game. TNC smoked up, hunting for blood. They have got themselves an Aegis now. And here's going to be another totem jump in, but there's going to be a turner of the Laguna Blade. They want this Rubik. Rubik pulled back last fight, and Shaker got silenced up. No escape for Cuckoo and the Rubik. That's a dieback. Pop goes blinking in with a BKB, and TNC may have overextended the slot.
Oh, the Shadow Strike's going to hit both of them.
TNC just need to get the hell out of this one, and Slark has Shadow Dance, but needs to be careful here. Orchid silences him up. That's going to be wearing off fairly soon. There is a boat to help him out. Just used defensively as he does pop the Shadow Dance in the end. He's being chain stunned up during it, though. He's in trouble. I think he's just dead here. Does he have a pounce out? Can't get to the low ground. There's going to be a Fiend's Grip mid-pounce. Catches him in place, dead for 90 seconds without buyback.
Sanking with a sick blink in front of him just to stop the pounce, and Suddenly 5,000 net worth lead for Keen Gaming.
It's such a back and forth roller coaster game. We saw it earlier and we're seeing it again now. TNC get a couple kills in a row, win a fight, and then go charging down the enemy side of the map and get punished for it. This time had an Aegis and everything, but it just didn't matter.
But now Alchemist is knocking on your tier 3 towers. Has that moon shard still, level
oh, sorry,
22.
they didn't actually take Roshan. I thought they did during that replay, but Roshan's still standing. Not sure what happened there, but they ended up taking a fight instead and got punished. Tier 3 tower goes down. Alchemist, the Fissure, kind of blocking his way to the other racks, but...
If he was on a different side, he would have died for sure.
Yep.
If he pops a BKB, Purge, I think they would have enough.
I guess that is one of the downsides for TNC with their draft, is they just don't have damage to kill Roshan. Unless Slark has a lot of Essence Shift built up. Even when they killed 3-4 heroes, they didn't have the ability to go for Roche. Radiant, on the other hand, with the Alchemist, they're going for this one, but they may be punished if they're not careful. Sanking, seeing on Invis. Here comes Shadow Demon. Burrow Strike completely whiffs. And that's maybe going to force a reset, but it's going to be Earthshaker in the front lanes with a BKB. Can he pop it? The defensive disruption is there, and the Alch's BKB himself jump out from the Shaker Alchemist. He's going to stun himself. His BKB wore off right before the stun landed. He's in all sorts of trouble here. The Nightmare save is there. They wake him up. Slark's BKB also being wasted. Both sides, like, a lot of panic, it feels like. Inefficient BKB use coming out from both Slark and Alchemist. And both teams using their saves so effectively. Nice play from Shadow Demon. Glimmer capes forward with the X just to get a D-ward off.
I like how they try to bait the enemy team with the Earthshaker. They know he has a BKB, so he jumps in aggressively. There's a Shadow Demon behind you with the Ether Lance, and the disruption, so you don't have to worry. Also, he forced them to use 2 BKBs, but they still didn't take a full fight. Do we see any level 25 talents approaching? Alchemist level 23, we're still not there yet.
23 on Slark, 22 on Quad. Mid lane, Sanking goes blinking in, but he's been lifted and needs to be careful. There's a dire Sentry Ward here. Does have the defensive Yule Scepter with the Demonic Purge. He's going to pull him back down from that Yule Scepter. The boat pullback. Nice save coming on in from the Nightmare, but it's only going to do so much as they wake him up and still take him out. Alchemist's gone charging back in, has the BKB back up with the Daedalus. He's doing so much right-click damage, and the Sonic Wave there to help secure the kill. No buyback in place for the Rubik. Instead, it's going to be the Radiant. Keen Gaming using their buybacks. They've lost the Bane, though, who buys back himself. They are so dead set on winning this fight and trying to secure themselves Roshan, and I think TNC realize they've just got to get the hell out of here.
Everyone's steeping on Shrine. Can they go in? Roche, Cuckoo does not have a buyback.
This is kind of their reward for perhaps winning that fight and killing the Earthshaker.
Yeah, but they had to use 3 buybacks for this. But they don't know that the Cuckoo does not have a buyback. Echo was not used, so they should be careful. It's just about the mind games. Shadow Demon going in.
Hit by the Burrow Strike. Alchemist channeling a stun as well. Offensive disruption is there, making those Alchemist illusions with the... He has the Radiance turned off. Very nicely done. And Sanking just trying to make sure that his team can secure this Roshan. 15 seconds. The Earthshaker respawning soon. TNC, they've almost bought enough time. They're going to get hit by a Burrow Strike into a 2-man LSA. Laguna Blade there as well, forcing out a BKB from Armel's Kunkka, but they've already lost Slark. He just gets chain bash, and there's another bash coming out onto Armel. Dies in the BKB. This Alchemist just shredding them with this item build of his.
All eyes on Cuckoo.
Oh my gosh. Cuckoo, what can he do? His teammates are just falling. They're dropping like flies. They just lost multiple heroes back to back, but this Roshan is so incredibly low. Cuckoo goes flying with a BKB. Doesn't have a good Echo Slam initially. Is he going to go for it? Waiting for the hero to come out of the disruption. Maybe it's the Slark. He needs the backup. Slark just so incredibly low with the BKB. He's just running from the epicenter, and they're just not latching on. He blocks the pounce away. Sanking blinks in. Not sure that's what he was hoping for. Echo Slam was used, but it did absolutely nothing. Just did a bit of damage to the Sanking, who's still barely alive. They're going to lose the Shaker again. Boat goes flying. Doesn't catch anyone except Roshan.
Oh,
Poor
man,
Roche.
this Roche fight. Woo! He's still not dying. Roche is getting, because of all the sandstorms, acid sprays thrown into the Roche pit, Roche is getting out, and they can't hit it, so they can't finish him off.
Roche is getting in on the action. He's like, what's going on out here, boys? Is this where all the fun's at? Alakazam once again, it's a 5v3, and I think TNC just have to give this one up now. They've already thrown away too much, several buybacks used, and it's Keen Gaming who find themselves better postured because of it all.
Yeah, because Sanking used the buyback, and they are relying on his stuns to actually win a team fight. They gave him the Aegis.
They're just hiding these BKBs so well. I mean, both teams really, but we're seeing Keen Gaming just do a slightly better job of it. As, ooh, Slack wanted to go for a bounty rune, but thought better of it. Coming close to that level 25 on Slack. Who else is almost there? 3 heroes at 24. Bane!
Bane has 40%
Yeah.
XP talent and 15.
Okay, casual. He's getting what, Fiend's Grip duration, you think, or? It sounds good. If you can get
He's not going to get the brain sap damage heal. It's really hard to position yourself with the position 5 Bane.
Scream of Pain Fear. Basically adding an extra disable to this Queen of Pain.
This is one of the strongest level 25 talents in the game.
Yeah. So incredibly powerful. An Alchemist getting the right click build, goes for the base attack time, of course. No surprises there. So these 25s coming online. What does Slark end up getting? Essence Shift duration. So he wants to make sure he has those stacks and gets to keep them.
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer on level 25.
Yep. And here we go. Ag Scepter. Who's getting the first one? Lina. A lot of damage output from this Lina now. Cannot underestimate what she brings to the table. If you're someone like a Slark in the BKB, you can get zapped.
Now they have a lot of spells that go through BKBs. You have Lina's Laguna, you have Fiend's Grip, you have Sonic Wave. And Sanking has a gem, so they're getting rid of the TNC's vision. 21,000 network lead. They're kind of stuck in the base right now.
Yeah, they do not want to leave whatsoever. I mean, largely because of this Aegis, but it's an Aegis on Sanking, which is not the hero you'd maybe expect it to be on, but I think in all that chaos, it just ended up where it ended up.
Yeah, because he bought back in the previous fight, they gave it to him. Alchemist has enough
Alchemist
to buy
is kind
back.
of item
And the
slot
Queen of
limited.
Pain is also... Yeah, she also has a buyback at this point.
Yep. Another Acceptor coming out soon. This Alc just continues to farm and continues to redistribute that wealth. Who's getting one next? Maybe the Queen of Pain, maybe the Sand King. Got several fairly decent Acceptors this game.
Well, if he's gonna throw in some Aghanim Scepters, maybe Bane will pick up the Brain Sap.
Oh, yeah.
Lowers the cooldown, cast point, and it also pierces spell immunity.
1.5 cooldown, 0.2. Yep. That's not a bad idea, maybe, actually. With the Acceptor actually kind of changes that equation, where Brain Sap suddenly does look a whole lot better. Who got that one? It was the Queen of Pain. The Aghanim's Blessing. Good guy, Alchemist, blessing all his teammates. 2 Acceptors already delivered as he's going to go charging forward, looking for this melee racks. There you go, has that Radiance turned on, but... So he's toggling it. Yeah, he's doing the trick. This is... You know, this is deserving of some OS frogs in the chat. You disrupt a guy with Radiance on, and his illusions don't have Radiance on. He's doing it again. Radiance is on, but illusions will have it off.
And it's off.
Working as intended. I mean, this has been in the game for a while. This is something maybe not every player knows about, but I imagine carry players who go Radiance against Shadow Demon should know about this. Sanking, not the target you want to overcommit on with the Aegis. They're just looking to repel him back, try and keep this melee Rax alive, although we are 44 minutes in, so losing, you know, a lane of Rax at this stage is not the end of the world. Same time, TNC just want to make sure they don't lose a fight and lose this game right here and now. 27k gold lead. 32 to 30, so even on kills, but all these buybacks and the farming pace of the Alchemist just so hard to keep up with.
Lotus Orb goes in.
Oh, that Soul Catcher damage, though. Doing some work here. Queen of Pain was blinking from the sides here. The Sonic Wave is there, but the disruption. Helps keep the first target alive. It is going to be the Alchemist following up the disruption, though. He's looking to go on the Rubik, but the invis from the Glimmer Cape helping keep him alive. The Alchemist gets pulled back in. He's in some trouble. The Aegis actually expires. The Echo Slime is there. They catch the Sand as well. First goes down the Alchemist. Can Sand get out of this one? Has got a Yule Scepter, but he's got no more Aegis, and this is trouble for Keen Gaming. They may have been baited in. He can't blink with the poison. Drops the gem as well, and TNC punish Keen Gaming. They may have taken the melee racks, but I think TNC will be so happy with that.
Alchemist went too deep. I think Queen of Pain blinked in just to push them back so Alchemist can finish off the melee racks, but seems like they were not on the same page there, because Alchemist went all in. He was being hit by tier 4 towers, and I mean, you're blinking into Shadow Demon, who's going to use Soul Catcher most of the time full HP because of the Chemical Rage, so you're going to lose 40% of your max HP.
It's a 4K gold swing. What? Deny? Don't deny? Those illusions. She thought about denying those bounty runes. And with the Ag Scepter, it's just able to push out some waves. But 4K gold swing and Slark with these Essence Shift charges, they last a whole lot longer. It's not permanent. He's got 13 permanent, though. Already a decent amount there. He's looking to go on in. Finding another kill. Gets another one for himself. Racking up that Agi.
Kunkka has a Hex right now. No buyback, though. They needed more control against this Queen of Pain.
Yeah. And you can't rely on X at this point to be an initiation tool. And it does look like they aren't going to... I mean, they don't really have the heroes that force high ground. It's... Yeah, Bane, Sand King are dead, but there's always that risk of buybacks, and you just don't feel good about... I mean, especially after how this game slipped away from them. They were the ones who, for the most part, were winning some key fights, but then they would overextend a bit following those fights. It's been very back and forth.
If TNC wants to come back into this game, they need to take these prolonged team fights where Slark is getting a lot of agi.
It's over, Lacoste. Dire's won.
Why is that?
Gabe, he says so. 100% win chance from minute
for
zero.
For the Dire.
Yeah, for Dire. TNC's won. Let's pack it up. Let's go home.
Dota Plus is not wrong.
I think something a little bit wonky there, seeing as it has been stuck at the 0 for the entire game. Keen Gaming say, we are non-believers. We don't subscribe to Dota Plus. We subscribe to killing this Slark, deleted from the game for 2 minutes with a buyback. They're going to get Cuckoo on the Shaker as well. And they're hunting for more. Shadow Demon will get the Glimmer Cape TP out.
2 big kills. Slark, he has a buyback, but he's gone for almost 2 minutes, so they're just going to rush and try to force it out. A lot of pure damage coming from these heroes. Lina's, Laguna Blade, Sonic Wave. Everything's on pretty much low cooldown. 50 seconds on that Laguna. Queen of Pain with the Aghanim Scepter Blessing. 40 seconds.
Yep. Instead of getting more Ags, he did go for a Mjolnir now, so we'll see if any more Ags come soon. Did we get any more level 25s recently?
Ooh, Shadow Demon is level 25. 2 charges of Disruption.
Oh, that's nice. Although, it seems like using them offensively on Alka is kind of just like a... close to being a waste at this point.
Illusions still deal a ton of damage, but right now you can use it offensively and still have 1 charge to use it defensively.
We'll see it here. There's no more Radiance on Alchemist anyways. He actually replaced it. He's getting deleted, though. The Lotus Orb with the Burrow Strike pulled him really deep in the base. The Shaker is he gets the BKB up, but he still dies. Just enough damage to bring him down. The Slark holding onto a buyback here. Joe gonna BKB, blink out of there. They are resetting here.
Yeah, but the lane, look at the lanes. Bottom lane is being pushed in.
Oh, that's a
double 50, siege. Double siege creeps.
That's a dead tier 3 tower, unless someone addresses it right away, which doesn't seem to be happening. They've already taken this mid melee rack, so I'm not quite sure what they're hanging around for. And there we go, Queen of Pain. May just need to throw a Sonic Wave here.
Fear.
Yeah. Keeps the tier 3 tower alive. It is in deny range, but don't want to let Dire take away some of those shrines. With stuff like Roshan control being so important, if you can keep your shrines alive, it really helps for that. Lena hit the 25, got the Dragon Slave cooldown. So 2-second cooldown Dragon Slave.
What do you think about that talent?
It sounds like you hear 2-second cooldown Dragon Slave, like, oh wow,
Wow.
wow, but it's hard to like just sit there spamming this nuke in a team fight.
It's more of a, I feel like it's more of a tool to reset the Fiery Soul.
Yes. But you never really have problems resetting it anyways with your between Dragon Slave LSA anyways. If Fiery Souls didn't have a cap on it, then yeah, it's like great, you can just build up like an insane amount. But with the cap on it, it doesn't feel like amazing. Oh, they catch the Bane here. With their ward, they saw Summer. Still looking for him. They get the Demonic Purge out as well. Slack coming on in once that Agi. Oh, Shaker in some trouble here. The Nightmare forcing out a defensive disruption just to keep the Shaker alive, but the Shadow Demon will pay for it with his life. Now looking to BKB run, but the Fiend's Grip is there, going to catch him. Trying to leap away, and Alchemist is going to come well away. That's a dead Earthshaker with no buyback. He previously had bought back into the game, so Roshan alive, and you got to imagine King Gaming have a free shot at taking Roshan now, or even maybe trying to break the high ground.
Cuckoo does not have a buyback. They know about it. Even though it's Roche, I still feel like they should go and try to close this game.
But instead, yeah, it seems like they're not even going for Roshan. They realize, like you say, there's no buyback on Shaker. This is go time. That's the hero that's ruined us in so many of these fights. His Echo Slimes have been the bane of their existence, but time to test TNC's high ground defense. They are in a 3v5 scenario, and they don't have those illusions to play with. What's the plan here? Two-man Burrow Strike, two-man LSA follow-up. An absolutely beautiful setup coming in from the Sand King. Old 11 with a fantastic setup. The Rubik in trouble as well with the Orca there. Beyond godlike. He is having a fantastic game. Another two-man Burrow Strike coming on in. This Sand King is just having a hell of a game. Armel in the fountain. He's so incredibly low. The Queen of Pain wants it. He's actually getting stunned by the fountain. He needs to be careful. Bought a refresher in the fountain just to blink away. I think he wanted to get a Sonic Wave out as well, but he didn't have the mana for it. So, getting a bit ahead of yourselves. King Gaming, they need to get out. Sarko's charging forward. Takes out the Alchemist, who does have buyback. Are they going to use this one? The Shadow Dance has been popped. Does need to be a little bit careful, and it does look like Rubik's trying to see what he can do with the Soul and Burrow Strike. He's doing some work here. The Epicenter comes on in. They want to take out Tim's. He's getting low. The Glimmer Cape is there, though. The Slark starting to build up some Agi here. You're going to be so careful as this fight drags on. The Slark is getting scarier and scarier. But it's a Fiend's Grip. It's on the Kunkka, not the Slark. But still a big kill nonetheless. 2 minutes on the sidelines. And Alchemist, Sand King, they're buying back. They smell blood. They smell GG. They want to end this one.
They realize that Kunkka nor Rubik have a buyback at this point. They want to end
Shaker.
it.
Slark bought back. I mean, bought a refresher. He may pop this just for the Shadow Dance. He's waiting to see if he needs to use it now. 18 seconds before he has Shadow Dance. Will he need to pop it? 12 seconds here. With the Shadow Demon, they're buying some time here. He's going to have double ultimate soon. The Fear is there. The Blink Echo Slime. They want this Alchemist. The Nightmare Save is there. The Lean under the tower. The Fissure there as well. Blinking in with the Totem. He's taking out the Arc. That's a dieback. And Slack's on charging as well. Has the Batch. Goes on the Bane. This is looking so good for TNC for now. They've kept their throne alive. They're still causing problems here. The Refresher is there. Slack has another ultimate if he needs it. Can he get it off? He's being stunned up. He's chain stunned. He can't get off. The defensive disruption is there. Is there a refresher? Pop the ultimate, he gets it off, he's still alive, the LSA, he BKBs as well.
They killed the Dark.
Oh my god.
They're still chasing Cuckoo,
there.
he's in, Sand King snatching the gem right in front of him.
They've held the cost.
What
is going on?
I think this one's on the Keen Gaming trying to dive the fountain.
Yeah, that... diving the fountain and then buying a refresher just in the enemy fountain, style points. Yeah. If you told me one team was going to do that out of these two teams, you'd say
I would have guessed
right?
TNC for sure, yeah.
Of course. It's King Gaming. They're the ones with some swag. But you gotta be careful. That swag doesn't lose you Dota games. Can TNC punish it? Doesn't look like they're going to go down the other side of the map. There's still 60 seconds without Alchemist and Bane.
At this point, only Shadow Demon has a buyback. Queen of Pain still needs 1,000.
Slark's in Roshan. He's been scanned though. They actually know someone was here. Oh, the casual late game solo crest as well for the Slark. I like it. Roshan being claimed slowly. Is there going to be a steal? Sand King doesn't have item slots for it. It looks like they may just be giving this one up. Aegis for Slark, covering for his lack of buyback, and he's just going to go charging in. He's still got a DD rune. He's still got so much agi as well. Blinking on forward. The Fissure is there. Going to catch out too. Pops the BKB as well. Lena looks like she's in all sorts of trouble. Has the Aeon Disc. Blocks all of the Echo Slam damage. Slark, though, still doing all sorts of work here on the backlines. Gets the kill in the end. Hunting for more. That's a dieback on the Lena.
She does not have a buyback. That's Aegis. Cheese. Who has Cheese? I didn't check.
Did Slark sell his refresher?
He did. He did.
I was like, where'd it go?
Now he has a full butterfly. Doesn't have boots at this point.
That was such a clutch call to buy that refresher. That's like one of those.
Just to refresh the BKB, and then
yeah, he was
the
so
ulti.
close to dying.
Was so close to dying, exactly. And then refreshed, used the ulti, which pretty much got him to full HP.
He was dead till Shadow Demon Disruption saved him as well. So many clutch plays. I mean, the Slark with his decision to buy the item, the Shadow Demon with that play as well. All this extra agi stolen now. Slark is such a beast on the front lines here. People causing some problems. They get the Hex out on the Quab. Doesn't look like they're going to commit to this one, and Gabby needs to be careful. He's getting very low. Another defensive disruption is there. Just helping this Kunkka out. He's going to have to get forced away, and I think TNC may just have to back off and reset.
Sand King with level 25 talent. Sandstorm slows and 50% blind. Like, they can't enter. He also has a gem, so they are getting rid of any vision, any sentries that they have.
That blind is so good against the Slark. He's only got a 5-second BKB. That makes life incredibly difficult. Here we go. What did Bane end up getting with the 25? He got the brain sap damage and heal.
He's waiting for that Aghanim Scepter.
Dude, he's far away from it. Alk's like, I'm getting a refresher.
You're last on the list, Bane.
He's not even on the list. He's in the naughty list. He's not getting any Christmas presents. He's just not even.
He's been a bad boy.
Sand King's also not on the list. He's wondering where his Ags is. But I mean, I don't blame Alchemist wanting to have this. He's kind of that point in the game where refresher to refresher BKB or even your ultimate could make a difference, even if it's just sitting in your backpack. TNC charging down bottom. They had this ward. They see everything. Oh, this is so good for them. They blink with the totem, but the Alchemist blinks to the high ground first. He saw them as well. He takes out the Shadow Demon. Instantly buying back here. The grip with the Laguna Blade, trying to take out this Shaker in the BKB. Can they kill off Cuckoo? This would be such a big kill for them. Cuckoo's being feared up as well, and it looks like he's going to get the totem out of there as he dies, and Queen of Pain gets the kill. Alchemist dead once again without buyback. Leech onto the Sand King and chases on. Gabby wants these supports. He's got the Diffusal Blade. He got him. Bane.
No Scepter ready, not even using it. Alchemist got destroyed by Slark in that team fight. He was so close to using a Shrine. I don't think that would have helped at all, but it was a disaster. Earthshaker still has Echo Slam, and Refresher Shard is ready for him. Oh. Haste Rune on top of it.
Yep.
The new runes just spawned. There was a different rune on top, Arcane one.
80 stolen agi on this Slark. 20 of it permanent, and another 60 from Essence Shift. As a pause comes out. Man, he seems to having some crazy late games. I don't know if this is going to be a trend for TI or if it's just like this series, but I'm a fan if we're going to get a lot of late game.
I'm a fan of late game, yeah, especially since the Aghanim Scepter upgrade was introduced.
Roshan giving away free Ags too. It's pretty nice. Everyone with extra item slots. I'm seeing it here. Vision on the high ground. They do spot this ward out. So we'll see initiation coming on in. Laguna Blade being thrown. They really want this Rubik, but they're going to turn around with the Abyssal Blade. They're trying to take out the Sand King. He's dead without buyback. Alchemist still dead for 28 seconds as well. Abyssal Blade onto the Queen of Pain. But with the BKB. I think her refresher allowing her to even have that one up. It was used some time ago, but right now, TNC just taking what kills they can get, just building up the agi stacks for their Slark.
Oh, they gave Rubik a refresher shard.
Ooh,
he is level 25.
Oh, he's got double Fiend Script potentially. He has the Fiend Script stolen still from the last fight. This is huge. You've got to keep an eye out for this one if you're Keen Gaming. You can't allow him just to sit there channeling it. Blink with an Echo Slam as well. That's not the Echo Slam you were hoping for.
All right, time to give back that refresher.
I was just thinking that. He's hugging the Rubik. He's like, bro, give me this refresher. He's asking for it. Queen of Pain blinking in, using that fear just to repel them from the base. The Sonic Wave doing some good damage as well, but that's the stolen Fiend Script killing off the Alchemist. He's dead again. He's just spending the entire late game waiting to respawn. Death after death. Poor Alchemist is just having it rough, and they've caught out the Bane as well. May just be a support, but that's a big kill considering all the saves that this Bane brings to the table. To lean in the backline as well. They're just melting one by one. Keen Gaming have fallen apart here in the late game.
That's it. GG's called.
Wow.
Wow. Pause.
I imagine TNC, emotions running high. What a comeback from then. I mean, Dota Plus doesn't lie.
I told you, it doesn't lie 100%. I still can't believe that they actually went into a fountain.
They never had a gold lead. And yes, they went into a fountain.
They had enough. They had enough
throw.
time to actually get the
throne even maybe.
Maybe either the throne or the Mega Creeps.
Bit of a throw maybe, you could say. Keen Gaming, I mean, this is the start of the day. They have to play at least one more series, maybe even two more. They got to be feeling pretty rough about that loss.
Well, if you make mistakes at the start of the day one, this means that you're going to learn from your mistakes, right?
Losing is learning. That's what Kyle told me. He loses a lot, so I feel like he's an expert on it. So, you know, Keen Gaming, they're learning. They're putting themselves in a better place, and what a way to start the day. That was
really unexpected.
Yeah. That's TI Dota, I guess, you know. You just don't know what to expect some of the time. You get crazy games, crazy Dota. It was a blast to cast. We'll be casting some more games later today. But that was just TNC versus Keen Gaming. Lots of Dota going on. I'm sure you guys are checking out all 4 of the streams. I'm Gods. He's Lacoste. Stick around. More Dota coming up. We'll see you guys soon.